Welcome, everybody, to the Fractured Roll Dungeons and Dragons. So glad to have you guys here with us. We are Fractured Roll. We're playing some Dungeons and Dragons on the Nerd HQ YouTube channel, and we appreciate you being here. We are going to be raising money for Nerd HQ for mental health awareness and for education. And if you are here live with us right now, awesome. Glad to have you here live with us. If you are watching on a replay, fantastic. Why didn't you come and tune in on Wednesday night? How dare you? How dare you? DJ, how dare you? How dare you?
I'm so sorry.
This is Dungeons & Dragons Live, everybody. We are playing some Dungeons & Dragons. We are some entertainment industry nerds playing some Dungeons & Dragons for you and for us to all enjoy. But before we start anything, we are going to introduce ourselves with a little song. Fraction roll, fraction roll, fraction roll, fraction roll.
My name's Anaric, and I am quite strong. If you like fruit pies, then we'll get along.
My name is Tolov. I shoot bows and arrows. My aim is perfection. My patience is narrow.
Fraction roll, fraction roll.
My name is Kelly. You may find me scary, 'cause I play with dead things. I'm shy and I'm wary.
Well, hey man, I'm Otto and I don't eat meat, but I do love my wineskin and berries and treats.
Fraction roll, fraction roll. My friends call me Corian. I know life can be hard, so I try to make you smile just 'cause I'm a bard.
I'm the Dungeon Master, and my name is Matt. Join us while we're questing, and you'll never want to go back.
Fraction roll, fraction roll, fraction roll, fraction roll.
Got it?
And we are back. That is us. We are Fractured Roll. A few announcements to get us started tonight. As we said, we are raising money for mental health awareness with Nerd HQ. If you would like to donate, just go to the link that you see in the scroll below. You can make us do things. You can give to us boons such as D6s or D20 rerolls. You can make us sing songs. You can make us do monologues if you would like. We don't have a lot of people making us doing monologues, and I would love for us to make us do monologues. But tonight we are also giving away...
Eric wants all the monologues.
That's right. I do. I want to do more monologues. Monologues are really, really fun to do. We are giving away...
the audio on? Is the audio on?
I think so. Yes.
Okay.
Can we hear you?
Yeah, I think so. We are giving away this Goliath D20. It
It's so
sounds like
beautiful.
this. Could you guys hear that? Could you
Oh,
hear
yeah.
that?
That's a thud.
That is a thud. It shakes the entire
Yeah.
table.
It's gorgeous.
So
Goliath D20 from Kraken Dice. Gorgeous.
You know what, Eric? Real quick, I have another giant D20 to show off that Kraken was so nice as to send me for my birthday.
I want to see it. Here, we actually
You
have
ready
a
for
picture
this
of it
thing?
up on the screen. Yes,
This
we are ready
is
for it.
What?
the Archon.
Oh,
Look at that thing.
yowza.
So this came in the mail from Kraken, and I love those guys so much. And it was my birthday last week, and they were so
Keep it up.
sweet.
Keep it up.
But this is the Archon. You can get them now. There's a couple different colors. I mean, look at this thing's the size of my head. It's metal, and it's like carved out. It's really, really cool. You should go check them out. They're
It's
awesome.
also made out of metal, too.
It is metal and made of metal, forged in the fires.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
thank you, Aaron, Brian, the Kraken team for that. Appreciate you guys. But yeah, go check those
We
out.
love our Kraken.
Kraken
Love
Dice, KrakenDice.com. Well, that one is, okay.
That one's mine.
This one is you can roll to your D20 heart's content. Now, if you are watching this after the fact, if you are not here live watching this, then you are going to miss out on winning this one. But make sure you are following our socials at Fractured Roll, at The Nerd Machine, to find out our upcoming giveaways so that you can get in on giveaways. We're actually going to do a giveaway that is not live stream dependent as well. So you can get in on some of our giveaways, and they will be absolutely free to be able to win something. Tonight you'll be getting, that's right, free to win. Tonight you'll be getting every $10 that you donate to Nerd HQ, you will be getting an entry for these this amazing Goliath metal. It's metal, by the way. I don't know if you could hear that.
Oh yeah.
So make sure you go check that out. Make sure you go check out our socials at Fractured Roll. Make sure you also check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Fractured Roll, where you'll get an entry if you become a new patron tonight or during this upcoming week. And make sure that you enjoy this session tonight. See, the problem is we don't have Lana here tonight to give me my
there's no announcements.
Yeah, so that was about all the announcements that
here, Eric, I've got him here if you want to make some.
Yeah, if you
yeah, here, go ahead. Ready? There you go.
Yeah. Oh, great. Thank you. All right.
Oh, why didn't you say anything, TJ?
I was distracted. I'm playing Lana's character tonight, so I'm like looking at this character sheet right now.
And you said it with the perfect intonation of Lana McKissick, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much.
So
I am the greatest Lana impersonator of my generation.
Oh, wow.
Lana is not with us this evening. She is on set. She's shooting something. So
it's
busy
like,
actress.
I want to be mad at her, but you can't be mad at that.
I know you can't be mad at that.
No, she's making a movies.
She's making a movies. So if
her,
you want to make it a movies, make
Lana,
sure
we
you're
miss
following.
you.
Fracture, we do miss you, Lana.
I bet she's watching from set.
Oh, how could she not
Crying,
be watching?
jealous of all of us here tonight.
And so that is all the announcements. We want to get into our session this evening. So, and Lincoln Hoppe, our Inaric, will be joining us very shortly.
He's invisible.
He's invisible right now.
Sorry.
Yes, he's lost.
Everybody roll stealth to find Lincoln.
he rolled the natural 20. Obviously, he rolled the natural 20. So we will turn the time over to our dungeon master, Matt Leishman.
Hello.
Hey, Matt.
And welcome, one and all, to the festivities of Dungeons and Dragons.
Whoa.
I'm going to speak in this strange accent all night long.
I love it. I'm down.
Yeah, I'm here for it, man. Let's do it.
Please do.
Here's to you, sir.
Oh, only if I'm reading Harry Potter to my kids, then I rip them out. It's fun. Hey, so let's do a recap. I don't know if you guys know, but today is session 70.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah. This is our 70th session, so I'm kind of jazzed about that. It's and a good session it will be. But previously, let's give a little background, a little recapness.
Previously on Fractured Roll.
Dun 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 dun.
Excellent. You guys had spent quite a bit of time on the astral plane, and you fulfilled the task given to you to find an individual named Kotick who had direction, promised boons, help to offer. You found them, and Kotick has since sent you back to the material plane to prove your worth, to see if you are worthy of what he has to offer you. You are back on Hith. You have connected with a tribe of swamp elves whose underground shrine to their god, the River King, their Fey Lord, has been overpowered and abducted and overtaken by an unruly tribe of troglodytes. You've also come to find, along with these troglodytes, they have helped usher in a demon lord, a prince of foulness and filth that is a great stain on this area. You've made your way down into the caverns. You've taken care of a basilisk that was making life difficult for everybody. You have locked horns with a demon known as a Vrock, and upon overpowering it, earned yourself a fine magical item, which I believe Denise Calidora is currently wearing.
Yes.
The Cloak of the Bat. And ultimately, you have been granted access to this underground shrine to the River King, which had previously been kind of blocked up by this colony of myconids that you had come across. One myconid in particular who helped you in your previous adventures, Moonshroom, has
Moonshroom.
Moonshroom the druid. He has aided in revealing this shrine that they had blocked up, all in an effort to try and kind of barricade themselves into the safest place they could within these caverns. But you helped them in defeating the basilisk, so they revealed to you this shrine that you have been seeking, in an effort to hopefully cleanse it and reconsecrate it. You're not quite sure, but that was some direction given to you by the swamp elves before you came down into the caverns. And that is where we start our session for today. Now, last session, I'll kind of re-describe what you see as this earthy, leafy, mud, clay, stone, and fungi wall is removed by these myconids, these mushroom people. The door slides aside, and you briefly heard, as it does so, the sound of like flowing rivers and wild nature running free. And it's a clearly a different sound, and it's echoing out towards you from this new open cave space that's been revealed to you. You can smell this sense of fresh wind and clean water for a moment. These sensations wash over you. It's almost like they're not real senses. It's something that you can kind of, with a sixth sense, just kind of feel as this space is revealed. But then it goes away, and there's this, once again, this overpowering stench that is constant, and it's there. You've smelt it the whole time you've been down in these caverns, this troglodyte stench that makes you want to gag. You all take a moment to clear your minds before pressing on down into this beautifully decorated passageway. There's like immaculate reliefs carved into the walls of elves that are hunting and elves that are, frolicking, so to speak, dancing, rejoicing in the rivers and in the trees. As you are walking down this stairway leading into this shrine, maybe 10 or 12 feet in, on your right, as the room opens up, you see this incredibly lifelike green gemstone statue of a unicorn, kind of as though it's sleeping, legs tucked in under itself, sitting on the floor of this cavern that you walk in. And the space is probably, I don't know. As you stand next to this green gemstone statue of a unicorn, you can see probably about 45 feet in front of you, there's a small murky pond. At least those of you with dark vision can see this, which I think is everybody but who? Inarik and Otto. You don't have dark vision, yeah?
Correct. If it's dark, Otto's gonna whisper into his crystal, and all of a sudden it begins to glow in a beautiful white light.
Okay, so now you've all got light. And as I said, there's this pond. It's about 45 feet in front of you. It's a large room. Like I said, it smells. It's an offensive smell. you're walking down some smooth, natural stone steps. Well, do you proceed into this room past this green gemstone unicorn? Because there's, the room goes on for another 50 feet in front of you, if not more. And you can see this pond, and in it there is what looks like could be a statue of some kind.
Yes.
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 Yes. we do.
Yes. I would
Very
like to,
carefully.
I would like to go up and touch the
Statue.
green unicorn. How big is the unicorn?
Touch it.
It's life size. I mean, it looks like it's as big as Chevaroon when you dealt with Chevaroon many sessions.
I would like to go up to it and I touch the green gemmed jowl of the unicorn and I go, Chevaroon?
There's no response. It's a carved, it's an immaculately carved, very lifelike statue, but it's a lifeless statue.
And I start knocking on it with my.
Yeah.
Does it look like Chevaroon?
I mean, Chevaroon, you've only seen one unicorn, and that unicorn was Chevaroon.
Yes.
This one looks very, very familiar, or not familiar, but very similar. Except this one is all made out of a kind of a jade-like green gemstone. So there are some significant differences visually. But
I feel like Otto. I mean, Otto's not from the Underdark specifically, but he's a druid, and I feel like this feels a little naturey to him. Is he picking up anything here? Does this look familiar to him? Like, is this some sort of shrine? Is this a?
Yeah, give me a religion check or a nature check. Either
I'll do it.
I'll help
whichever
him.
one you're better at.
I help him.
Oh, thanks, fella. Thanks, fella.
You're welcome.
I also have guidance too now.
Roll the big one. Roll
There's no place to roll it. I'll just smash my keyboard to 1,000 pieces.
While he's rolling this, by the way, can we just
What?
Can we just what?
say Sarah Cardiff for donating $100 to Nerd HQ?
Whoa,
Sarah
yeah,
Cardiff.
Sarah.
That is 10
Sarah.
entries in our
Boom.
giveaway for the Kraken Dice Goliath right here. That will go unrolled. I will not
Hot
roll it this
Goliath.
evening.
Wow.
Because it'll break my table.
Sarah.
So Sarah Cardiff, thank you so much. I don't know what your
Sarah.
username, Sarah, is, but we appreciate you so much. And that's 10 entries. And would you like to dole out some D20 rerolls, or do you want to make somebody do a monologue? Is what I want to know.
That's a
Or do you-
monologue.
No, and I like somebody like Calidora, or possibly make Narek do it right when he gets here, because he'll be here any minute.
The second he walks in the room.
But Sarah, let us know in the chat, please, and that is you're amazing.
How else is he
Thanks.
going to keep his acting skills honed?
That's right. He
This
needs
is
to keep
true.
his acting skills.
Well, that's very generous. Thank you, Sarah. That's awesome. Kudos to you, for real. So
And we get a song tonight. That's all. But that is a song loaded up.
all right.
Love that. I love
almost
that
wanna do
journey
the
for
song
us.
right now, but
You're that excited?
yeah, I'm that excited. But let's find out what the nature call.
Yeah. So you two are kind of putting your heads together as you look around this room, and
Otto's
Yeah,
going to really
fine.
open himself up
Yeah.
to the nature, and he rolls a 22.
Ooh, yeah.
okay. So given that you've been told by the swamp elves and others that there's a shrine in here, you kind of give yourself, like you said, over to vibrations of nature, so to speak. And it's very clear to you immediately. You have no shadow of a doubt that you stand in a holy place, at least holy to those who revere this Fey Lord that you are oddly familiar with, this Fey Lord known as the River King.
Yeah.
And he's a being of no small reputation among the courts of the Fey. The elves here in Hith, they originate from the Feywild, and they don't venerate the gods or God of this world. They venerate those that were their lords and ladies in the Feywild originally. And this is a place of you recognize it. You know, there's a there's a real stain in the essence, in the air around you. This place should be more, there should be like more inherent reverence. There should be a more of a consecrated feel. And you're feeling like there's something, blocking that out. You guys walk down these smooth, natural, well-carved stone steps to a clear body of, well, not too clear. There's a bit of a murk to this body of water, in which floating in it is like a strange, at like a cursory glance, floating in it, you see this like strange eyeless fish. And in the center of the pond, standing there, emerging from the water, is a wooden statue. It has like an otherworldly beauty to it as you take a closer look at this thing. And it's a lean, tall, muscular man with flowing robes. The trim of the robes are adorned with kind of a what you can only describe as like a sculpted frothy trim around it. Beautiful features, very, very elfish. You can see under the robes there's some fine armor sculpted into this statue. This is whoever this is. Well, no, you know this to be the River King, and he's a man of. He's a Fey Lord of action. You see in his possession, in the possession of this statue, is in one hand that's outstretched is a short bow, and it is a beautiful sculpted weapon. And hanging from its belt is a wicked-looking flail. Which
is all part of the statue, right?
Yeah, this is all part of the statue. If you're not familiar with a flail is like it's like a mace, but the end of it is not like, meant for bludgeoning. It's like a sculpted ball on the end of it with a lot of terrible spikes. And it kind of rises up out of this murky water to greet you as you enter this shrine. As you look at it, you can see that there are these tiny green leaves that are struggling and seem to like open from within thin cracks on the wood around the statue. And there's like this pulsing energy as these little green leaves are trying to, come out. And as they reach a certain point, they then wilt and they turn black, and then they slough off into the water. And if you stay there looking at them, every few minutes, this cycle continues to go. Where
as they're going up towards the statue, or just coming out of the water?
Growing out of the statue, out of cracks
the statue, and then
in the wooden statue.
Ooh.
You want to sing a song now?
That's upsetting.
I turn to Moonshroom and I say, Moonshroom, is this a place of death?
He didn't come in with you.
What? He didn't?
Nope.
He stayed out with his people.
Look at all these plant-based things dying in here, man. You don't want Moonshroom to shrivel up?
Well, it's just dying coming out.
You look back at the entrance and you see Mikey, the sporling myconid, standing at the entrance, not daring to take another step in.
Stay back, Mikey.
Yes. I hold my hands up this way, and I call out, Mikey, do not take another step of your cute little fungi feet. And I don't mean that in any way of like athlete's foot. I mean it by actual literal fungi feet. Don't.
Yeah, I think they get it.
Another step.
So Matt, when you said there was an eyeless fish, was that part of the statue, or is that a living fish?
Well, you look down in the water and like just kind of as you're glancing around, you see this like this round thing in the water that it's kind of moving around in the water, and you don't see any eyes. So at first glance you're like, wow, that looks like an aberration of nature. Looks like an eyeless fish.
Oh.
Do I possibly have any background with any of these sites that we're coming upon?
Oh, hello, Lincoln. Or should I say Inarik?
Anaric.
You're muted.
Hello.
Hey, welcome.
Inari, let me just get you caught up since you just barely walked into the room. We're in this room with the jade unicorn that we just passed by. There's a lake, and it has an eyeless fish in it with a statue of the River King from the Feywild, and plants are trying to grow out of the statue, but they die.
I love it.
I'm pretty geeked out by all this. Otto's gonna, you see Otto, he kind of closes his eyes and he starts to chant and shake his staff a little bit, and he's gonna cast Detect Evil and Good.
Yes.
Okay.
I was about to ask if Otto wanted.
Looking for the presence of Fey, fiends, or celestials, or undead.
Fey, fiend, aberration, celestial, elemental, Fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of me.
Okay.
And I also know if there's been, let's see, if there's a place or object within 30 feet that has been magically consecrated or desecrated.
Oh.
I'm detecting, man. I'm a beacon right now.
Yes.
That is a very good note. Thank you for making it. Yeah. So you don't sense the presence of any of those types of beings, but you do get a very clear sense that this is a place of holy consecration of some measure, and it is no longer consecrated. It is compromised and desecrated. Now, Calidora, you were saying what earlier, right?
I was asking if this is something that I would have encountered in the Underdark.
A shrine like this, or what exactly?
Any of it that we're coming upon. Shrine, eyeless fish.
You take a closer look at the eyeless fish?
I would like to take a closer look at the eyeless fish.
All right. You see this thing floating around your feet as you're standing in this pond, and as you pull it up out of the water, you remove it, and well, actually, I'll say this: before you pull this thing out of the water, you reach down and you see that it's not a fish. It slowly kind of rotates around your ankles, and as it rotates around, it's a severed head of an elf.
Oh.
Oh.
And it's had its eyelids sewn shut, and its mouth is sewn shut.
Oh my.
Boy.
Is the stump sewn shut?
So you're looking down at your feet, and that's what you see in the water.
Is that an MO I would have seen before, or?
Were you familiar with troglodytes before coming into this cavern?
Yes.
Then give me a nature check. Or religion, whichever's higher.
Nothing that's higher. I rolled a 2.
Okay.
So 6. I'm sorry, 6 is higher.
Well, yeah. So you are familiar with troglodytes, but what you're looking at, and what it might represent, or what it might pretend, you don't know. But I mean, it's clearly grotesque, whatever it is.
Right. I'm gonna pick it up out of the water and be like, has anyone ever seen anything like this?
Otto throws up in his mouth a little bit. That's super gross to him. He's like, oh man, I think I'm gonna be sick.
I mean,
You,
I feel like since you have elven heritage, you would have a head start on knowing what.
Tolip
Let's
slaps
tease it,
Corian.
Max.
What? No, TJ, you're not allowed to do it.
He sure does.
Oh boy.
All right, I deserve that one.
So, Calidora, I'll say this: you lift this head up out of the water, and you get a clearer look at this thing. Couple things you notice.
Hmm.
One, as I said, you get a good look at the fact that its eyes and mouth are shut. It looks heavier than like a head should look.
Waterlogged.
And surprisingly not. It's not overly bloated.
Oh.
Couple things though. When you lift it up out of the water, the murky, the subtle murky stain that you see in the water around your feet begins to lessen, and the water begins to clear up a little bit.
I'm gonna turn to Otto and say, should I try and talk to it?
How dead does this thing look? Like, obviously it's dead. Clearly it's a severed head, but you said it wasn't bloated. So
Right.
does Otto get the impression that this has not been in the water for terribly
Maybe
too
it's
long?
fresh. I mean, if it's an elf head too, though, they did recently go down there and get like their butts kicked, didn't they?
Yeah. You were told by Lithian, or I should really Lithian, the Elven Scout, that they had been down here 3 weeks earlier.
How many?
3 weeks.
Oh, it's only 10 days.
Yeah. So,
Good for them.
yeah, you.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. You can't do it if somebody else has talked to it in the last 10 days. I lied.
Oh.
For speaking with the dead.
Yes.
So it can be dead for a long time.
Yeah, I think speak with dead is. I think it doesn't work with things that are missing a head.
It's got to have a mouth.
It's got to have a
and it can't
mouth.
be undead.
And the mouth is not sewn shut, right? No, the mouth is. So we would have to
Pop it open.
We'd have to.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
yes.
snip, snip.
I say, Calidor, I would be willing to have Tolov use her steady hands to snip those little
Little lips.
lip stitches, right? Tolov?
Don't volunteer me, Corian.
You have the steadiest hands of your generation, don't you?
I do have the steadiest hands of my generation.
That's what I thought.
You have to thank him for noticing.
Thank you for noticing.
So, as you're kind of getting ready to, well, no, go ahead.
So
Tolov's going to go and snip this thing.
Yeah, she'll pull out a dagger, do something cool with it, and then just slowly and gently slide it across the threading.
That ladder right there. You see it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So easy enough. She releases the eyelids and the mouth of this severed elf head, and nothing really happens. Like, apart from you can now open its mouth and you can now, like open its eyes. You open its mouth and its head has been stuffed with stones and also like the diseased frogs that fell on your head earlier in your traipse down in this cavern.
Terrific.
But when you pluck the eyes open and get a look at this thing's face, you've seen this elf before.
What?
Yeah. When you first entered the swamp elf camp and spoke with Lithian the scout, she made reference to the fact that none of the elves made it out alive except for her and another elf. This looks exactly like that other elf.
No.
Whoa. Man,
I'm gonna cast Speak with Dead.
Okay.
that's a hard day.
Because holy moly.
Hard day.
Whew. So
Okay. So you're going to cast Speak with Dead?
yeah, I hold on to the head and I kind of Oh shoot! No, we have to decide what we're gonna ask it first. So hold on, casting.
Sure.
All right, let's talk about what we want to ask it, because I don't know if you noticed, but we've met this elf before.
Yeah,
Listen.
very briefly, you were kind of introduced to him. Didn't really have a lot of conversation with him in particular, but
Unless he has a twin, something is going on here.
An evil twin?
An evil twin. Yeah, probably.
So this looks like it's... Before we ask it any questions, this looks like it's been dead for longer than when we met its twin.
Yeah, because they went down into the tunnels 3 weeks ago. They tried to fight the troglodytes, and all but the one made it out alive. But look, here's his head.
yeah.
This is
If you're,
like...
I mean, Corian, give me an Arcana check as you look at this.
I shall give... let me check my Arcana. My arcane...
Your arcane knowledge.
My arcane knowledge, which is not quite helping me this evening. A robust 8.
Yeah.
Strong 8.
Yeah, you had nothing is revealed to you by the dungeon master.
I mean, I don't want to say Calidor and Otto. Toliv, I'm sorry, this might be a little painful to talk about, but we've encountered where our companion, lovely Toliv, for a while was not who she said she was. She was actually captured and was somewhere else, and we were interacting with some other living being that acted and talked and smelled like Toliv.
What?
I was the greatest prisoner of my generation.
That's where she learned to parkour.
You're nailing this, man.
You are nailing it.
Yeah, Tola would, struggle with it, but eventually tells what she knows. Yeah, I don't know. Otto, I guess, is gonna. I mean, he's still pretty sick over the whole business. This is gross, but I think he would probably recommend that we find out who this person is, how long they've been dead. And those are my 2 suggestions, just to really clarify that this is not the guy that was upstairs.
Well, but I mean, look.
Well, yeah.
Questions. Like, all right, I'll write them down and then we'll go through. Who are you? Did we meet him with a name?
Yes, he was introduced to you as his name was Tegan. Taegan. Tegan.
Not taken. Huh. I'm sorry.
No.
Who
I
are
will
you?
find you.
Yeah, he was introduced to you. Lithian spoke of him as being a cleric, and he was working on healing the injured.
Oh, good call, Rose.
Yes, I agree, Rose. Who killed him?
Good call. Who killed you? And what do you think he'll have any knowledge of how much time has passed?
I don't know. I don't know how much else information this he might have for us.
I'm very curious about the statue. I wonder if he knows anything about the statue and why those leaves are trying to
Yes, let's ask about
it.
the statue. Let's say, tell us what you know about the statue. Is that a question? What is all the information you know about this,
What
statue?
do you know about the statue? We could ask what happened in the attack.
I'm also very curious to know if the other elf we met is also some degree of a doppelganger.
Right.
Which
But
one?
did anyone really make it out of here, or did they all die? And the two of them
No.
are changelings.
He
or
was
whatever they're doing.
allegedly the only one who made it out.
Oh, I
He's
thought
the only one who could be.
No, there was two, Lyrian and this, and
Tegan.
And Tegan.
Yeah, Lithian and Tegan were
Lithian.
the two.
Oh, they
Lithian-
both came out.
They both made it out.
The only two who made it out of that scouting group.
yeah.
Well, well,
right,
then I would dare
I could
say
ask-
Tegan is probably as well. I bet.
We could ask if he knows if Lithian died.
We could say that there is a version of Tegan who is alive, and do you know how that has happened?
Well, then that would be a yes or a no.
How did that happen? How is there a version of Tegan who is alive right now? How's that sound?
You're asking the head of Tegan about that.
Yes. Yes, yes. 'Cause-
I hope that Denise is writing these down.
I
Very
am
good.
furiously.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys keeping me on my toes. I keep forgetting that you can cast this fun spell.
Yes, it is. It's a great spell.
Sorry.
I'm fully prepared to answer whatever you throw at me. So
We are
One,
fully
two,
prepared also to
three,
thank Beth C for her $180 donation
Whoa!
to Nerd HQ.
Thank you, Beth.
Beth
Oh my
C,
goodness.
that's almost a familiar.
Beth C,
She
that's
almost
wonderful.
donated for a familiar. But thank you, Beth C. You need to let us know. Do you want to make someone give a monologue? Do you want to hand out some D6s, some D20s? How would you like to use that? And that's another song. So we should get a song. That's 2 songs now that we owe tonight. We owe 2 songs. So I'll do one, Anaric, if you don't mind doing another one at some point.
I'll go grab my loot. In the
But
meantime.
I
I have
do-
not found any of my instruments that I don't know how to play.
Well, that's and Adam Mercer with a $20 donation. Adam
Hey!
Mercer, thank you so
Adam?
much.
What up,
Thank you,
Adam?
Let us know about
He's rolling
who
my
gets that
pencils.
D20, Adam.
Me, because I burned up so many last
That's
week.
right,
Oh,
you
no.
did. You used so
Listen.
many. By the way, those are also entries for our Kraken dice. While we don't have an arc with us, those are Kraken dice, Kraken die, the Goliath metal
Goliath.
Yeah.
Goliath, the metal
Bud.
Goliath. If you'd like to win this metal Goliath, every $10 is a donation or is an entry. Adam Mercer, that'll be 2 entries. Beth, that is 18 entries. Thank you so much, Beth. And also, we just want to say thank you. There are other ways to,
Awesome.
by the way, get entries. Look at the scroll down there if you want to go. You can donate to Nerd HQ. You can become a patron at Patreon, etc., etc.
Okay, so what's going to happen first? Are you going to sing or are you going to ask this?
I think we should ask the questions first.
Okay.
Fair enough.
So I've got, who are you? Who killed you? What do you know about the statue? How is there another version of Tegan alive? And did Lithian make it out alive?
I think that if we have the how is there another Taven question in there, we could probably swap out who are you?
Okay.
For
I thought you wanted to,
something
like,
better.
Make sure that it was him.
Well, but we're gonna find that out hopefully through that other question of how that there's
Yes,
a
I agree.
duplicate.
We've got one free.
Belated D20 birthday gift to Otto TJ
Oh!
Motel. Very nice of you.
Heyo.
Oh, Adam,
Oh, Adam.
you're too kind. Thank you. I'm gonna need it. Keep the healer alive, kids. Keep the healer alive.
That just feels right.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Well,
feels great.
Question 3.
We got one up.
Ask him if he likes pies. I'm sorry.
And what flavor?
That's 2 questions.
We could ask these questions in song. That could be a first song.
Oh, I love it.
Let's do it.
Do it.
That my
right.
song?
All right, Inarik, how about we alternate?
Okay.
We'll alternate. I can do the first one, and then you can do the. All right.
We,
All right.
we could ask. I don't
You
know.
tell you what, Calidora, why don't you tell me the first one to ask, and I'll ask it in song, and then you can tell Inaric the second one to ask, and he'll ask it in song.
All right, let's get the big one out of the way and say, how is there another version of Tegan alive up on the surface?
All right.
Right?
Yes.
So
Have we
you
cast
cast
the
your
spell?
spell.
Yes. All right. I hold the head in my hands, right at eye level.
Total recall. I'm having a total recall moment. Get ready for a surprise.
And
Well,
there's
I watched that 2 nights ago, by the way.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead,
We'll
Denise.
watch along later.
Yeah.
And then there's this purple necrotic energy that's coursing through my hands through to the sides of his head, and it animates him.
Yeah.
Um,
So strangely enough, as this energy pulses from you and kind of coalesces and infuses this head, it's almost as though you see the head itself in a very creepy, very Halloween fashion. Eyelids pop open. It's more spectral than physical, but it sure looks like this head is missing a body but wanting to talk to you right now. Yeah. Oh.
Corian, the first
So
question.
I'll let the questions be asked in song, even though they're not coming from the caster.
Oh,
Thank
thank you. All right, we
you.
appreciate that.
Who killed you is the first one.
Hello, little deadhead. We're gonna ask you questions 5. How is that taken up on the surface and he's still alive? Please tell us how.
Awesome.
That's beautiful.
Well done.
This head responds and says, "That was a wonderful song, but I do not know how a Tegan is awake and alive up on the surface."
Okay. Real bummer. Real bummer. Okay. Maybe the next question. Inari asked who killed him. Ask who killed him.
Our dearest friend, there is another question we must know. Oh, our dearest friend, we must know who killed you. Who killed you, my friend?
That was so pretty.
That was also very wonderful. I was killed by a great troglodyte. A great yellow-hued troglodyte. The rest of them paid deference to this one and called it Sacras.
Oh man, Sacras again.
Sacras. That's the boss
Isn't
of the
that,
troglodytes. That's the boss man of the troglodytes.
Yeah, was that the person that other troglodyte we saved mentioned as their leader?
Yes. Right? I believe.
Yes.
I believe so.
Uh,
Oh, that name sounds familiar.
all right. What's our next question, Calidora?
What do you know about the statue and why something's trying to grow out of it?
Right. Please tell us, little deadhead man, what's the deal with the statue of a river king? Tell us all you can, please. Or why do the plants not grow up really, really high? Those plants, they always seem to die. Tell us about the statue man.
This is fabulous. You guys are fabulous.
It says to you, Calidora, please face me towards the statue. And it looks at it, and it says, "This is the shrine of our Fey Lord, the River King. It is a place that we seek for solace and direction from those that we venerate. It has been deconsecrated." And then you hear a, "Oh, but the plants grow again. Look."
I look.
As you look, you can see that the leaves are, a new cycle of leaves are growing out of this wood. They grow out and they don't slough and slow in their growth like they used to. The tiny leaves, they don't wilt. And instead you can see that out of more cracks than you noticed before, more leaves are slowly peeking out and draping this statue with, kind of a green covering that is not, it's not dying anymore like it used to. And as you're looking at the statue, you notice as this green is coming out of it, the hand holding the short bow opens and drops the short bow into the lake. And the flail fixed to its belt, you hear it as a piece of bark chips off of the statue, and this flail drops down into the water.
Tola would likely dash in there and grab that short bow up.
Yes.
Sploosh, splash, sploosh. She goes in there and she reaches into the water. And what was once like this finely carved wooden bow that was part of this wooden statue is now not simply a wooden bow. It's an immaculately designed, carved, possibly wood, maybe a different substance, but there's like inlaid, precious metals and gold and silver throughout the flow and the bend of this bow.
Yeah, her eyes light up
Yeah.
wide.
I say, Tolov, grab the flail as well. Grab the flail also, Tolov.
Give me a minute, Corian. There's so much treasure in this bow. I can't even. But yes, I'll grab the flail.
Don't pick the treasure out of the bow.
She'll grab the flail. And she'll trudge out of the water and, without looking, hand the flail to Corian and go, "Here," and just kind of keep studying that bow.
Yeah, the flail as well is no longer made of metal. It's like fine wood. It's like made of finely wrought metals and with etched runes up and down the haft. It's much more than what you would simply see if you were to go to a blacksmith shop.
I turn to Inarek and I say, "Inarek, I'm not quite the right man who can wield this weapon."
Oh, I know how to use it, all right.
I hand it over to
And
him.
I take it and I instantly do a whole bunch of Bruce Lee style moves, although of course I wouldn't know who Bruce Lee was. But I just show off a little bit with my expertise with a flail.
Well, hold on.
And you do a little thumb to your nose too, like.
Is the statue still unstatuing?
No, apart from its hand opening, the statue is still and stationary, but
it was just the weapons.
it was just the weapons.
Like, oh my goodness, you're
And
stealing.
the smell of troglodytes within this cavern is it's gone.
Whoa. Otto's gonna walk over to the statue and kind of like put one of his big beefy hands under one of those leaves and kind of like, I don't know what it's gonna do necessarily, but he's gonna like cast druidcraft and try to like pump some druidic energy into the plants inside that to, do whatever he can to help it grow and blossom into what it needs to be.
Yeah, they flourish in that area that you focused on. They flourish even more. And is your detect good and evil, does that last for
yes, it's a concentration spell, and it lasts
like 10 minutes?
10 minutes.
You know now that this shrine is now reconsecrated.
Wow.
Yeah, Otto lets out a big breath after he opens his eyes and he sees all the beauty around, and he goes, "This shrine is clean."
I like it. I like it.
Okay.
We have another question.
We have
2 more,
yeah,
if we'd like.
You should have 2 more.
Yes. Did Lithian make it out alive?
3 more.
As far as he knows. Just ask him. He'll only tell us what he knows.
Did Lithian make it out alive?
Correct.
Well, we've got another question for you. Shouldn't be that hard to. So please tell us if you know. It's about Lithian, that guy you know. Did he make it out alive? Did Lithian make it out alive? Did Lithian make it out alive? Did he make it out alive?
Yeah.
So this head responds and says, Lithian is a woman.
Did she make it out alive? Did she make it out alive?
The follow-up
Did
to
she
that,
make it out alive?
it says, we were running for our lives from rampaging troglodytes. I stumbled and fell and watched her run off beyond me, I hoped, to safety. Unfortunately, my fate was not that of a safe fate. So essentially, he's just told you he was taken before he could see what happened to Lithian.
He doesn't
That
know.
she ran off and beyond him, hopefully to safety.
Classic Lithian.
That man woman.
One more. That's 4.
Well, do we want anything else to? So they were scared. So it sounds like he was just taken down as they were fleeing. So there's no, and doesn't know how this has this other Tegan.
We did just learn though from that last statement that there is in fact a doppelganger of some sort that went out with Lithian, at least, because we know that it was a while ago that they got ambushed. It was before we came in here.
Yes.
So I think we figured that piece out, that Tegan is not who they appear to be
Right.
up on the surface.
Well, maybe we just.
I
mean, we have a fifth.
I mean, we can go for like and just really swing for the fences and ask a question about the dude we're down here to beat.
Yes. Iog Zed. How do we defeat Iog Zed? Leog Zed.
Leog Zed.
Does that sound right?
Cool.
We got one last question for you, my friend. We don't want to wind up dead. So please tell us, how do we defeat that evil Leog Zed? How do we defeat that Leog Zed? How do we defeat him and make him dead?
We gotta make him
How
dead.
do we defeat that Leog Zed?
How do we defeat?
How do we defeat him and make him dead?
Gotta make him dead.
All right.
Man, it's fun playing with you people.
So this head looks at you and it says, Leoxed is a lord of demons, a demigod of evil. There is no killing Leoxed. There is only banishing. And it lets out this exhale, which you've seen before as you have watched Calidora enact this spell. But this time, when it lets out this ghostly exhale, from its mouth mists out this subtle bluish cloud. And then its eyes close and its mouth goes slack. But this cloud envelops all of you.
Oh.
And as it does, you are all caught up in a vision. And what you see in this vision is a different cavern, possibly nearby, somewhat similar to the caverns you've seen as you've trudged your way through this cavern system that you're in right now. And standing before your mind's eye in this cavern is this great planar portal, undulating and pulsing with multicolored energy, except this energy is dark. Grays and deep reds and blacks and little flickerings of light here and there. And I'll fix that, sorry. And what you see after you notice this portal is a troglodyte walking out of the portal into the cavern, hand held high. And this troglodyte is larger than other troglodytes that you might be familiar with, and it has this very distinct yellow coloring on it. And its hand is held high, showing this small palm-sized pendant in its hand. And as it walks out of this portal, following behind it is this murky, inky line of smoke or mist or something. And after this troglodyte makes its way beyond the opening of this portal for a certain measure of time, this inky line of smoke it coalesces into this form. It becomes this almost corporeal form of this giant mound of disgusting, acid oozing flesh. And it's mostly mouth.
Ooh, does Otto recognize this from his nightmare?
No, it's a little different than your nightmare.
Okay.
Your nightmare saw lots of mouths. This is one huge maw. She Secris, that's who you see, holding this pendant. She holds it high, and she takes it in two hands, and it's almost like your mind's eye is this camera that then zooms in on the pendant, and you can see there's like a jagged seam down the middle. She takes it and breaks it right along that seam, and as she does so, the portal behind her closes. And this form of Leog Zed becomes more solid. And surrounding her is a multitude of troglodytes. And they are bellowing and cheering. And Leog Zed then roars in hunger. And they all very quickly debase themselves in worship. And then they all scramble off in different directions. And then your vision fades. And let me get a charging cable for my phone.
Oh, I said, did everyone see that?
Otto checks his pupils of his eyes with the inside of his shield to make sure he's not tripping.
Yes. If you're talking about the really disgusting yellow troglodyte and big smoky turned mound of disgusting acid and mouth, then yes.
Yeah.
Yes, very well put, Callie. From what I felt I saw, that medallion, if you put it back together, possibly will create a portal. And I'm assuming that's the portal we must send Leog Zed back away into.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yes, we need to get to Secris. We need to kill Secris, get that pendant, and then we can fight Leog Zed. You know,
right, because there's no, it's good to know that if we've encountered Leog Zed, we are not going to kill Leog Zed.
Because we can't.
Because we cannot.
Yeah, and then we can deal with whoever evil double number 2 is.
Right. So
Okay.
to Secris, is it Secris? I thought it was
Secris. Yeah.
Secris. So
Leog Zed.
You guys would know that, like, demons in general, like, if they are not in the abyss where they come from, then, you know, even if you, like, kill them, they don't actually die. They just are sent back to the abyss from where they came from.
like Barzizel.
Like Barzizel, except, yeah, he's from the Nine Hells. But yeah, same principle, exact same principle. So, yeah.
Wonderful.
Well, this is going to be
You
fun.
never killed the Vrock. You never dropped him to 0 hit points. So he never turned into a pile of mush. He took tail and run and said, please don't kill me. I like where I am.
Right.
Right. He likes his cushy setup. I'm going to take the head, and I'm going to yeah, I don't want to bury it here or anything. I'll go ahead.
Well, I would say don't put it into the water.
No, I
because-
was gonna put it. I was like, maybe I'll put it off to the side, and we could pick him up on the way back. I don't know if I want to put him in my bag. you know,
Where was he? Where was the head when we entered?
he was in the pond. He was polluting. They had done
Gotcha.
something. They'd shoved his.
So we need to keep him out of the water, I see.
Yes,
Yeah,
I think keep him out of the water.
Yeah, I'd like to do like a temporary, maybe little kind of grave. Maybe pick up some rocks and then protect his head, and just kind of have a moment over here, and then I'm sure Otto will shortly follow me to do his black magic.
May I say we may need to present this upon our departure, to if there's another one still out there, to prove
Oh,
to prove that he's not alive and that whoever's there is something else.
okay. So you think I should just carry it in my bag instead of leaving it here in case we? No, you're right. Okay,
I can carry it.
I will
I've
gently
carried
wrap
all
the
kinds
heads
of
up
heads.
Yes, and Arik has a wonderful head carrying bag. It's
At
Right.
least
Okay, and
Baracus isn't here. He would take a bite of it.
right, and we don't want Brock's.
We don't want that. This is a friend.
His friends are really, really strange. I'm gonna have a moment with his head, and then I'll ask Otto if he would like to say something.
Oh yeah. Otto, lean over and say a little prayer and wish him well on his journey back to the Feywild, or wherever he hails from. Otto spent some time in the Feywild. He knows that life.
I take the head and I carefully wrap it in some cloth that I have in my basket set specifically aside for the carrying of body parts. Tuck it.
Practice you
gently-
learned from Baracus.
That's
Yeah.
right. I tuck it gingerly and carefully in a part of this bag that I pull out for such occasions.
Yeah. Strangely enough, in Dungeons and Dragons, body parts need to be carried around every now and then.
This is true.
Gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Proof of this, proof of that.
All right. What's your next step? What are you doing next?
I would like to inspect this flail, and particularly to see if it has any magical type of properties.
Okay.
It only seems, but it's been a gift to us. I can see no other reason that.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me an insight roll.
I'll help him.
Do you want me to roll twice, or did you roll also, Eric?
I did not
Go
roll.
ahead. Go ahead and roll twice, Lincoln.
Oh, Lana's gonna love this short bow.
16. 16.
Yeah.
Good call.
You are
Thank you,
confident that
Gordon.
these two weapons were gifts from the River King. And you have some understanding of the arcane and enchantment. Given that sensitivity and your familiarity with other enchanted weaponry, this flail, you can tell it's magical. I mean, I've shared in chat what it does with you guys, but you won't know its full properties until whoever chooses to adopt this as their weapon. I mean, you're the one holding it right now. Corian gave it to you, but if you choose to give it to somebody else, then whoever has it will figure out what it does and attune to it over the next long rest. Or you can at least figure out what it does over your next short rest, and then you would still have to attune to it. But
All right. Excellent. Wonderful.
and the same, Tolov, you, as you're holding the bow, you get the same kind of impression. You also are one who's familiar with the arcane, being an arcane trickster.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell that this is a special item. There's a quality to it that is otherworldly almost. And with you being an elf, you have this kind of intuition about how you should treat this weapon with some measure of reverence, even.
Yeah, Tolov, I think gets that. She looks at this and she feels that, and she's uncharacteristically humbled by it. No snarky comment about being the best archer of her generation. She just holds it and takes it in and quietly, puts it away.
Yeah. Now she knows she might actually truly be that with this particular weapon, and it's humbling.
Yeah. She's about to back it up. Well, when she gets a long rest, she's about to back it up.
So, okay.
And I said, what's the total? What's the matter?
This is the greatest short bow of its generation.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah. Where are you headed? What are you doing now? There's no other way out of this cavern. Like I said, there's a well, give me a nature check right now.
Oh, Eric, did you see Beth? Beth said I could pick what happens.
Yes, she said you could pick DJ Auto. So
is it 6d6s?
It would be 6d6s if you would like.
So what do we got? How many? We're a party of 5.
Of 5, yes.
So
plus the dungeon master.
Everybody gets a d6, including our fearless DM.
Oh, we have a d6 coming at us right now.
Thank you very much.
I liked a good story.
Who's that from?
From Beth.
Beth.
A d6
Beth, you are
for
a
Beth.
sweetheart
Thank you so much.
And
Beth,
an angel.
for those
Thank
D6s.
you.
And by the way, if you would like to donate this evening to Nerd HQ to support mental health awareness, we are giving away this Goliath D20 from our partners at KrakenDice.com for all of your dice rolling needs. So if you are watching this live, not on a playback, but live, you have a chance at winning that guy right there. Don't drop it on your toe.
Oh man, that
heavy.
It is very
heavy.
And then let us know in the chat how you would like to dole out your donation in terms of helping us out or making us do things. We always love doing things. So thank you, Beth. We know Beth had to leave early, but we thank Beth so much for those D6s.
Super handy.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Well, then to Secris, I think we go. Is that not right?
Yeah, I think we had to ford the river like it was, Westeros Trail or whatever,
All of you give me a nature check.
Oh, right.
I'll do it.
Corian.
11.
10.
18 for Corian.
And Lana gets a 16 and Otto gets a 10. Or an 11, I'm sorry.
I think Calidor is frozen.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, she
That's
is.
a
So happy.
She's pain. She's still thinking
Oh, there
about
she
that.
is.
Oh, she's back. I gotta get a screenshot. Got it. Great. That was too good. That was too good of a face.
That was the greatest frozen face of its generation.
That's very true.
Can't hear you, Denise. Your mic's off or something.
No sound.
No, can't hear you.
She probably remembers something that we don't remember right now. That's probably one of the problems.
She's
Probably
looking at us
super
like
important.
we're idiots. I definitely feel stupid.
So I say, so to Secris, we need to find Secris. Then.
Well, that other guy said if we just floated down the river, we'd eventually get there.
To Secris or to
I believe it was Secris.
All right. Then
Well, we've lost Denise altogether now.
All right, all together. We've
Lost
Denise.
Denise.
Great. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, go.
Oh, she's
There you
back.
are.
There she
Oh,
is.
hey-oh.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yay!
Maybe can you hear me?
I don't know what's happening.
The internet.
Internet.
It's 2020. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Touche.
All right.
Touche.
Yeah, Goska told you the room that you were in when you dealt with him and the basilisk, there was a river flowing from farther up, closer to the origin point, closer to the entrance of the cavern system. He told you that if you were to follow that river, it would lead you to Sekris. But that river went down under the rock.
Yes.
You were left with the understanding that you would probably have to swim submerged for some time and come out somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I think Denise is frozen again.
No, she.
No.
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry.
Yeah, you kind of.
It's laggy.
Choppy.
All right, well then I say we take ourselves white water river rafting.
So what are you going to do with that head then? You're just going to hang on to it for now, or what?
Yes, I've got it in a bag.
I guess the question is, if we do go into the water, is it going to poison the water?
It's good. Very good point.
Well, I don't really know.
let's leave it. Let's leave it here, and we can stop by and pick it back up. I take it out of my bag. I gingerly unwrap it from the cloth wrappings that are reserved for the wrappings of such things. Let's see. I assume there's somewhere that I can set it on land that would not desecrate the place.
Sure. There's plenty of dry land in this cavern.
I'm going to try to stick it somewhere where it's not quite obvious to someone who enters.
Okay. You walk over to the unicorn and just right on its horn. Too soon?
Wait,
No,
did you? Hold on. Did you say that there were rocks in its skull?
Yes.
On
Rocks and the dead bodies of like diseased frogs.
Did those all come tumbling out of the stump of the neck when it was picked up?
No.
So I think
Should
it's
we
probably
clear it?
I'm going to assume one thing, and you can tell me whether or not you think.
Frog.
Why would someone put rocks into this skull with these frogs unless they wanted these waters to be poisoned and keep that
to
skull?
weigh it down.
Yes, exactly. So the interesting question is, who did that and why?
Probably, Sekris, right?
Yes, maybe Sekris, or maybe so doing this is slowly going to poison the whole shrine, and what, elves will not have a shrine to come and recuperate? I mean, is this the shrine of the River King? Is that what he was saying?
That's what TJ determined. That's what Otto determined.
I would like to start.
You are now in a consecrated holy place.
I would like to clear the statue out, like clean it off, take these things out of it, out of these openings and holes, and carefully, so that I'm not touching quite as much. But I would like to renew it as much as possible, just out of respect.
Yeah, I mean, you're wanting to pull some of the leaves off and things, or
so there's
like the statue itself is wooden, and it's got like a lot of natural cracks in it, and growing out of these cracks previously was like foliage, like little sprouts of leaves that would come out and struggle and then die and wither, but they're no longer withering and dying.
All right,
they're flourishing.
Okay, I must have misheard.
No, we need to clear the head out. We need to remove
which you've
the
done.
rock and the frogs, right?
Yeah, the fact that you've pulled this head out of the water and whatever effect it may have had on the water itself in the shrine, because of Otto continuing to concentrate on his spell, the assumption is safe that you have done what needs to be done to to restore the the integrity of this holy place.
And as long as we remove the frogs and the rocks and maybe give it a good rinse, then the head shouldn't poison the rest of the water that we go through. I think it's the frogs that we're poisoning. Right? Can we do a little?
You want to do a test, like
religion?
stick a frog on a knife and like dip it into the water for a minute and then pull it back out.
Yeah.
No,
Are
grab a cup of
you
water.
are you wondering if you want to put the head back in the water or set
No,
it
no.
like, on the dry patch of ground here in this cave? Or
I mean, if we could get like another receptacle rather than doing that to the statue again, if we could do like a little test off to the side.
I think it's safe to assume. Do we need to bring the head with us? Is it like, do we feel it necessary that the head come with us to wherever we're heading next?
No, I'm going to leave it.
When we leave,
But
when we go back, though,
when we go
is
back
what we
out, I
wanted.
think we want to take it with us.
Oh yeah, it's proof. It's proof. That's gonna be a whole bit of business up there for
Right.
sure. But yeah, like for the next
No,
two
we're
bits of
going
this
to leave
adventure.
it.
No, we can just do what Callie wanted to do in the first place.
And burn it. No, I'm kidding.
True.
Leave it on some rocks so it's not touching the.
yeah, I mean
There's-
most of this cave is dry. It's
Dry
only
spots,
like the
yeah.
last 15-foot diameter area of this cave that you're in that has this little pond in it. The rest of it is very dry.
I'm just gonna make like a little area there where the head is covered up with rocks.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you do so, and Otto gets no indication from his spell that there's been any kind of compromise to the consecration. It still feels like a hallowed place.
Cool.
This house is still clean.
So Corian, with your 18 nature roll,
Yes.
you can kind of, you're able to determine that the source of the water in this pond is coming through like a northern wall of stone in the cave on the northern side of this pond. It's there's a measure of flow that's coming in from over there, and then and then it leaves on the opposite side of this cave, going through like a more southern wall. But that's what you determine.
And I tell everyone that. And do I notice that thinking that possibly we could take this water down somewhere? We could, or should we go back to the river? Can we spatially figure out like how it's coming in and going out, and if it's connecting with the river that we know about?
Well,
in terms of
I mean,
direction?
if you do sense that there's a flow of water, and so that water is coming toward you, and you know spatially, you would know as you make your way, as you've made your way through this cavern system, that you are much more south of where you were when you spoke to Gozka. And that river that was going through his cave was going from north to south, flowing this direction.
So it's possible that we've got
That's some distance away. There is much space between where you are now and where you were talking with Gozka and fighting the basilisk.
Interesting. So I relay this to my companions, obviously, and so Secris could either be upstream from this pond, or possibly they wanted to poison this pond because downstream they want the poison water.
When we had the vision, was it like the kind of vision where like stuff appeared in the same space? Like you know what I mean? Like, did we see another place, or do we see images overlaid on this place?
It felt like you were within this type of environment, and you saw as though you were standing there in a cave very similar to caves you've been in already.
Okay, so it wasn't this cave specifically.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, cool.
It was much bigger, a much bigger open space.
Does anyone remember if what's the troglodyte's name?
Sekris or Goska?
No,
Goska. If Goska gave us any specific direction as to like, watch out for the fork on the left, like, you know what I mean, like, or are we just to float down the lazy river until we got jumped by a giant yellow troglodyte and their boys? Does anybody remember? I just remember to go down river and like there's some like stuff we got to hold our breath for.
That's all I remember. I don't remember right, left.
Mort pipes up and says, quite a party to throw here, everybody. I don't have to breathe.
Everyone says more, like it's cheers, and he's not.
Yes.
Well, what's going down? My butt on that bar stool. Give me a beer.
This is a great idea. What? Yes. What if we... Mort? Do you think maybe Mort could go downriver and go find us a Sekris?
I don't do a lot of breathing. I'm not very big.
Right. That's
little scout mission for
yes,
Mort.
A little scout mission underwater.
Little scout motion.
Would you be okay with that, Mort? Are you willing to do that?
Hey, man. I can only do so much, right? Help where I can,
Yep. I get that.
Yeah, there's a lot you guys can't do. So, yeah, I got to help.
Well, if Mort wants to go on a journey, he is part of the team,
So he saw where you were kind of, Corian, where you were kind of investigating where you saw like an inflow of water into this space.
And where it outflows.
Yeah, he flies over there. He goes down, and shortly thereafter, he pops up out of the water, and he says, "This is a pretty small space. I mean, I might be able to squeeze through here, but definitely none of you. But I can go in and go as far as I can see, and I'll come back and tell you if there's anything to see."
All right. Mort, come here.
Yes, my dear. Yes, my dear.
I'm gonna take Mort. I'm gonna hold it.
Yes, we've got
my
Mort.
forehead to his. You be
Is
safe,
this a
my
private
friend.
conversation?
No.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say you be safe, my friend.
I will, my dear. I will.
That's a lot of cuddling with Mort.
Yeah, Mort and Callie sitting in a tree.
What are you guys talking about? He's my friend.
That's right.
Oh,
No problem with it.
No, I have no problem with that. And listen, if the rest of you have a problem with that, you can go skulk off in the corner.
Ha ha ha. Raising you and DAAD.
I don't.
All
Well,
right.
please
So
take me
Mort
back so I don't have to be alone with these yahoos. I don't know where I picked up that word, but
I prefer being called a Google, but I mean, whatever.
I love it.
So Mort dips down under the water once again and disappears for a minute or two, maybe a minute at the most. And as he reappears up out of the water, rising slowly, dripping water as he flies up to you to talk, he says, okay, so the next room we have, there's a river flowing through it. It was a little hard to, make my way cross current against the flow, I suppose, as I made to the other room.
Done. Well done.
It's a It's a much larger room than this. Pitch black. Fortunately, your friend the skull can see in darkness. Pitch black, but I've never seen a troglodyte before, but I think I've seen a lot of them now. Yeah, that room had a lot of them in there. At least 10, maybe more. They're a bunch of idiots. Just horsing around, messing around. Fortunately, I don't make a whole lot of noise, so I was able to sit and observe for a little bit. But yeah, I mean, there's a whole room full of them. I think that's like, it's covered in filth. There's just piles of filth everywhere. I'm glad I can't smell anymore. But there was one of them who was a little bit bigger and looked very familiar to what we all kind of saw in a strange. I'm still a little wiggled out by that whole vision thing we had before, but that was them. This Secris cat. They are in the cavern over there.
Mort, did you happen to notice any other inlets of water?
Yeah. I mean, there's a river flowing right through that cavern from north to south. Me being on the south end, I could see across the way. Yeah, there's a river that flowed into that space from up there. And then there was a off to the right, there was a tunnel that exited off to the right, but I couldn't see any other tunnels around. Of course, I couldn't make my way all around the whole cavern because, gotta lay low, right? Got to keep
Smart.
this jaw tight.
Playing it cool, man.
So, yeah. They, they're a bunch of idiots, of course, but I suppose if you get them in a position where they're, marshaling their forces together, even idiots can be tough to deal with.
So what you're saying, Mort, is we may have the element of surprise.
Maybe if you can find, if you can quietly make your way through a river on the far side, I suppose. That cavern, that tunnel off to the right, I don't know where it led. I don't know where it came from or where it leads to. I didn't dare go that far.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
Callie told me to come back soon, so,
Well
You
done.
did great, Mort.
Well done.
So
Yeah.
we need to go up.
So he's hovering there, and then who else do we have with us? Who's the familiar that we have with us?
The
Travalius.
pseudo dragon.
Yeah, Dravalius. Dravalius flies over and lands right on Mort. The two of them are just kind of sitting there together in midair. And Mort
Aww.
doesn't even say boo as Dravalius kind of lands on him, and they both kind of hover there in the air together.
Yay!
Mort and Travalius sitting in a tree.
Hey, shut up.
Classic Dravali.
Classic Mort.
Oh boy.
Coolio. So
Well, should we try to find the tunnel or should we take a swim?
I think so. The whole Mort that you went up river in, we would not fit.
No, I barely did myself.
So the question is, would we even fit the hole that's coming into that room?
On the other side?
Yes.
Well, that little coward before, he said we could.
I mean,
I don't know. Got a couple of big guys, but the river itself, as I came out of it, trickling into the wall, was quite a bit smaller than the one I remember up in that room with the basilisk. So
We can always have maybe Mort go scope out the exit from the other direction when we
Right.
get up to the river where the basilisk was.
I say we do that. Let's just go. Let's go back to where we know the water is, where our friend Vorg, Varg,
Who?
Vorgen Schmorgen.
Goska?
Yep. That was him.
Goshka.
That buddy.
And
He's Russian troglodyte.
Russian Vorgen Sporgen.
Listen here, adventurers.
Listen, my
Is
friend.
Barovian troglodyte.
And we can just go room by room if Mort would be willing to be our lead scout.
Hey, if you increase the cut that I get at the end of all of this, absolutely. Eh? I'm just kidding. It's a bad
Yeah,
joke.
where would you hold the gold?
It's a bad joke. Let's go on to adventure, right?
Yeah, man, let's do
Let's
it.
go up to the cabin and go room by room.
Do it.
Yeah, we'll like double time it over to the cavern.
Okay. So you go back to the basilisk room. You share your gratitude with the Myconids as you leave their colony. You know, Moonshroom just gives you this solemn wave as you walk by, and you backtrack up through rooms that you've been in back to where you find the dead body of that basilisk.
But as we were going back, I wanted to take a few strands of grass and weave them into a little hat and give that hat to Mikey as we were before we leave the.
All right. Give me a sleight of hand check.
All right.
If we were we going
Oh, I'm using a D20 reroll. I'm using
back?
another one.
Hold on. Otto says, "Whoa, slow down, man. I can give you a D4. Calm down."
Oh, goodness gracious.
Default?
We were heading back towards the entrance.
Yeah, you would
I
have to
would've-
make your way back to the entrance to get to the cave with the basilisk.
I would actually have taken the head with me and then asked the Myconids to hold on to it for us.
Okay,
17.
I'd gladly do that. Yeah, 17. Sleight of hand. You craft a finely woven little fungal grass,
After 20 rerolls.
and Mikey loves it. He plops it on his little mushroom top right away.
Aw.
That's a $40 hat right there, man.
But yeah, he's bouncing around, pointing at himself like, "Look at me, look at me."
Oh, that's adorable.
Myconids are the best. As Otto runs through, woo! High-fiving everybody as he goes.
Yeah. So you kind of hustle your way through this cave structure, get back to where you talked to Goska before. Goska is gone, and sure enough, there's a much stronger flowing river, as you remember when you were in this cave before, leading from the entrance to the cave to a southern wall as it flows under the wall. And Mort says, "So, yeah, we're doing this then?"
Yes. Yes.
Doing it.
All right. Give me a bit. And he goes and disappears under the wall. And it's some time before he comes back. Rises up out of the river, dripping wet. Yeah, so much more space. I mean, of course, you'd have to get in the river and then, kind of dive down and submerge yourself. But plenty more room through there. But the stretch of fully enclosed river under there is, I don't know, at least 25 feet long. So, hopefully you can hold your breath. You all look fairly healthy, right?
Mort, is it
faced off with
completely
that stuff.
sealed with water?
Yeah, completely filled with water. Yeah. As I came up out on the other side, though, yeah, same cavern. I was on the other side of it. Same cavern, large. Same idiots in there, just acting like a bunch of, yahoos. I have very little tolerance for idiots, and they just seem like a bunch of idiots.
I feel you right there.
Yeah, see, you and I, we can, yeah.
I know.
So, there's a whole bunch of them in there. Again, probably 12 at least. Um, uh, they're they're closer to the other end. I mean, it was much more treacherous when I went through the other side because apparently I suppose they like to congregate more on the southern end of this particular cave. Why, I don't know, but there was also, I saw much clearer when I came up out of the river here. There's like a puddle on the right hand side, so the west side of the cave. There's a weird puddle of not river. It wasn't connected to the river. It's like a green muck, and they were horsing around like trying to toss each other into it, but clearly
a bunch of idiots.
Clearly it was undesirable. I'm personally I'm going to avoid that little pile of filth.
Sounds crazy gross, Mort.
Yeah, but they're in there, and it looks like they can see pretty good in the dark. So, there's not a lot of cover. You get up out of this river, we need to be ready for action because there's not a lot to hide behind. There's no sneak attack on these people.
And you said about 10?
At least.
I wonder if there's some sort of distraction we can create that will draw some of them away.
Well, are they going to be on? Can we pop up on the other side of the river? Like,
no, it's way too small. Couldn't get through.
How about
no. I mean, like, could we do like if they're on one side of the river that we're going into the cavern, which is split by a river, correct?
Oh yeah. So it's split east-west.
And they're on the green puddle side of the river?
Oh, they're everywhere. They're on both sides of the river. Yeah.
Okay.
A few of us can change ourselves to look like troglodytes.
That's true. And then I put my
All right. Dashing? I'm not sure I would say dashing, but
So those of us who can do that can go first, and then when the others come through, we can start the attack.
Yeah, Otto can stay submerged and wait for a second. He's just got to have the tip of his nose out. His trunk is a snorkel.
Delightful.
So I can stay low and just see the little tip of my nose popping out.
yeah, I mean the river. Yeah, the river is probably waist deep.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I thought it was like deep.
Yeah, like you could get in, and you would have to kind of crouch to submerge yourself to continue on under the rock to get in.
And to last, of course, as well.
Yeah, I'll come in. I'll bring up the rear.
Yes. Was Sekris in there?
Yeah, I think so.
He's currently in there.
Mort says, yeah.
Does anyone speak troglodyte?
No.
What do they speak?
You
Eric,
don't know.
Your audio is out on the stream.
Oh, oops. What I was saying is,
you were able to speak with Goska through Moonshroom because he translated using his rapport spores. You don't necessarily know what language they
Oh,
speak.
so we can't speak. What I was saying to the stream was that possibly we could disguise ourselves as troglodytes and try to convince Secrus that we needed that medallion, so we didn't have to fight all of these people. Troglodytes, that is. But we can't speak it. So there goes that idea.
I can speak in the song in the language of interpretive dance.
More. Were there any ledges up in that?
Yeah, we've been in some caves that have higher ledges and things. This particular one, I didn't notice any.
Well, then maybe we just need to go in there with arrows blazing, as Tolov might say.
I would like to shoot arrows at everyone in that room.
Wow, that's uncanny.
Because I can't think of another way for us to somehow. I mean, it's like we have one entry point, and away we go.
Well, why don't a few of us disguise ourselves? We go ahead, and when we emerge from the water, we just go closer and see if they attack us.
Well, listen, I've got the cloak, right? With the cloak, I could transform myself into a bat. It's got to still be dark. I could transform myself into a bat, or I could fly with it and then place myself strategically, but I can't because I've got to be holding on to the cloak. Or if I'm a bat, I can't cast any spells, you know what I mean? So I have to set myself down somewhere first.
Do you have to have both hands with the cloak, right?
Yes, I have to hold on to the cloak.
So you can't like swoop in and try to grab the medallion.
No.
The broken medallion.
Right. Well,
which is in 2 pieces, I assume.
Oh my god, is it like a best friend necklace? Does Secrus have one?
Yeah, Secrus has one half and Leog Zed has the other, and they got it in high school together, and they've been best friends ever since.
Yeah, so when we saw it broken, was it 2 pieces on one thing? On one,
like on one chain?
In the vision, all you saw was in her hand breaking it into 2 pieces.
It wasn't necessarily on a chain.
No, you don't know exactly. Yeah, it's more of a talisman, but yeah, you don't know exactly.
All right, we've got to kill this Secrus then. Yes.
I just realized something too. You said it's dark over there, yes?
Yeah, it's pitch black.
I can't see in the night, in the dark. So I'll need to use my
sword.
Glows. Right, but I won't be able to pop up and all suave like walk up to them.
We could hold hands as if we were we could be a troglodyte couple, Inaric.
Troglodyte lovers.
Yes, and we could be holding troglodyte hands, and then just hopefully you don't trip.
Otto's going to pull out. Let's see here. He's gonna pull something out. Bear with me. Oh, that's Tolov's character sheet. Yes, I quickly built out Tolov's character sheet in D&D Beyond when we were getting set up.
Well done.
I'm a D&D Beyond ninja. I just want to check something real quick. Great. And it's
you may have a problem.
While he's checking it, by the way, we thank you for watching. If you would like to donate, you can get some entries for this Goliath D20.
Wish I could hold it for a moment.
Kraken, from KrakenDice.com.
I'm gonna go up to Otto. Goes up to Tolov, and he has this kind of sly smile on his face. He says, "Inaric, hold up your flail." And Otto puts his hands around the head of the flail, and his eyes close. And when he opens them, they're glowing with daylight, and it transfers through his hands and onto the flail as he casts daylight onto the flail.
Yeah.
That thing is now radiating 60 feet of daylight in a sphere.
Oh, they're not gonna like that.
Again, though, I have to be in place. I have to be on the ground before you come in with daylight, or I will fall from
Yes.
wherever.
Yes, you'll need to keep that
Yes,
covered
you better
until
be-
Calidora is
you better be
in position.
perched on something.
Yeah. And Otto will show him too that if he covers it with something, it hides the daylight.
Okay. So I'll wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
I'll wrap it up nice and.
So you're going to be attacking with your new flail. You won't be able to benefit from any of its
Yeah, you're not attuned yet.
perks,
Right.
Not until you attune to it.
Yes, I may just keep it strung over my shoulder, just so that I can see.
Yes, you could be like one of those deep sea fish that have the lantern. That's
I like it.
over the lantern fish. I think they're called.
I
once
also
went
imagine
fishing.
these cave dwelling creatures won't like bright light very much either. So
Yeah, it might. You could be You might swing it around and
just for fun,
just
to
fun
show
and-
them.
Yes, and get them all excited.
Right.
How long does daylight or it's daylight? How long does it last?
Daylight. It's an hour.
Okay.
Right.
So it's cast. You guys need to take action here within the next
Do
hour.
this.
All right.
I'm
So
going to go first. I'm going to quietly pop out of the water. And probably the best thing to do is polymorph into a bat and find a safe place to land. How are we going to communicate with each other so you know that I've landed? Otto, you won't be able to see me.
Mm-mm.
well, here's what I say. I say first we should figure out the positions that we want to be in, and I mean Sekris is the one we need to take down, right? I mean we should take down Sekris as fast as possible. Right?
I agree.
So if I go in there disguised, if Inaric goes in there disguised, covering his flail, we are hand-holding lovers as we come out of the water. And we approach Sekris. Maybe the sign is when Inaric unveils the flail. We're calling this Operation Unveil the Flail.
Love it. Hashtag it up. Make it trend.
Okay, that's the sign for them, but how are you going to know that I have safely landed?
Why
Well, it
don't
should-
we give you 1 minute? Does that
We give you
sound like
60
long enough?
seconds.
2 minutes? You tell us how long you think you need, and then you be landed on something before then.
30 seconds, I suppose.
All right.
Well, you
So-
also know D oh, sorry, I'm talking like Otto and calling you D. You should always keep an eye on Corian and Anaric because they're not going to reveal unveil the flail until they're close to the big yellow cat. So you'll know if they're up and out of the water and approaching that it's almost time. So if you're not in position, you need to just get on the ground.
Well, that's why I need to go first, because I need to have enough time to find a safe place.
Right. So we'll give you 30 seconds.
Scope it out.
But just be aware, keep your eyes on the tunnel. When they're out, you need to start coming down. Don't fly too high.
Yes. When
Don't
we unveil
fly
the
too
flail.
high. That's the second choice for the names of the operation.
Yes, the second code name. If we feel like the first code name has been compromised,
Who is it encoded against, though?
the people.
I have to get some water before we go into this fight, guys.
So let's go unveil the flail.
So, TJ just left. So
That's right. He's
Yeah, he's
bringing
gonna
up the
grab some
rear.
water.
him and Tolova are bringing up the rear
Correct.
with Mort and Dravalius. Dravalius is still with you.
That's
Travalia.
good. That's impressive. Travalius. Travalius, how long can you stay under the water? Can you stay under the water for 25 feet? Oh, that was a
Let me
very
look it
offensive
up.
question.
Let me look it up here. To Tolov, he communicates, you worry about yourself. Don't worry about me.
Wow, that is the most aggressive we've ever heard Travalius be.
Well, he is Tolov's buddy.
Operation Keep Your Bizzle Out of My Dizzle.
That's right. That's the third. If the first two phrases get compromised, the third code phrase for this is "keep your bizzle out of my drizzle." All right.
Okay, well,
So let's do this.
Calidora,
Yes.
you go for a swim, yeah?
Going for a swim.
Yeah, Mort flies over to you before you do, and he just kind of comes up close and he says, really quietly, so it's just you that can hear. He says, that could be kind of dangerous in there, and you're the only one in this whole group that, is worth anything. So, just take care of yourself. Be careful over there.
I'm gonna knock foreheads with him.
This Mort. Did Mort
What
say
Mort? You shut up over there. Jeez.
that? No, the player is asking. I didn't mean
Oh,
to.
yeah, that was Mort. So, yeah.
That was the DM telling me to shut up.
I thought you were being an Auric.
Shut up over there.
So
All right, let's do this.
Yeah. So I'm going to say you go under, and what surprises you the most once you submerge yourself is the speed with which this river flows. It doesn't take you more than 20 seconds to get where you're going. Keeping a hand above you as you're submerged the whole way, you get to a point where there's an open space. You rise up out of the water in the darkness, and sure enough, with your dark vision, you can see there is a large cavern. It's probably the largest cavern. It's similar in size to the Myconid cavern that you were in. Not small. And the first thing that you experience is not seeing a bunch of troglodytes. The first thing you experience is hearing them. They're yapping and hissing. And as you kind of peek up out of the river, looking into the darkness, you can make out at least 12, maybe more figures. They're about they're about 5 feet tall, which is not too far off your height. And they're like wrestling and slapping each other around. They're just kind of horsing around. They've got pale, scaled skin, like wide reptilian heads, and there's a terrible, terrible stench. In fact, I need you to right now make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, I'm gonna use D20 reroll.
Okay.
Thank you for the D20 rerolls, everyone.
Fudge. Okay, that was. I'm gonna use another one.
I burned 4 D20 rerolls, and I still only got a 11.
Yes, thank you for the D20 rerolls because that was a 1 and then a
Ooh.
4.
Oh,
Come on, number 3. Let me use
you,
different.
you can't do
D20.
D20 reroll on a 1.
What? You can't what?
Right? Isn't that...
What? You can't do a third one?
I don't think. No, we've got a rule. You can't re-roll a critical fail.
Oh crap. Okay. So then I didn't use any. Great. So that is the 1.
Hey, you got
That's
all those
right.
re-rolls back though.
You got all those
Yay!
rerolls.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
So you pop your head up out of this river, and you're totally overwhelmed by this filthy stench. It is just like it's like a bog that you're in, and you are poisoned.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Cool.
You're poisoned for the next hour.
Okay.
Which means specifically what that means is you have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks for an hour.
Okay.
Are you going to stay in the river and just kind of observe them? Or are you going to...
I want want to take a few seconds to look around and see what the best place for me to land safely would be.
Okay. And then you climb out and turn into a bat, yeah?
Yes.
All right. And you do so. You turn into a poisoned, sick bat.
What? That's too cool.
Yeah. Kolov, I will say this also. You're not feeling great.
What?
Like you haven't been feeling great for I don't know, ever since you woke up. And you just don't feel yourself. Like you don't feel sick like you're gonna be sick over in the corner, but you feel maybe a little weaker. It's tough.
That's Tolov?
Yeah.
And we just want to say, Adam Mercer, thank you so much for the $15 donation. And we're
Wow.
going to have a frolog from Calidora.
Eric, this is your doing.
Nice.
Thank you, Adam, for the donation.
You, Adam. Wonderful. Thank you.
So the question is, at what point should Calidora do the frolog?
She can do an internal prologue right now if you want.
That's right. Do you want to do it right now, Calidora?
Or do you want
Sure.
to? Should we give you some time to think about it?
Let's give me a little bit of time.
Sure.
I'll interrupt at the appropriate moment.
All right. After your first, how about this? Well, let's do the frolog after your first attack in battle, whether it's a fail or it's a success, and then you burst into a little monologue.
Okay. All right.
Matt, she's poisoned, right, Tolov?
She is. She's
Or is she-
experiencing something, and it's very unpleasant. But she's not specifically poisoned. Right now, she has disadvantage on all ability checks.
What happened to her?
I'm just looking
Tolov
at check
does
the
now?
condition here.
She
And
was
that-
bitten by one of those bats in the
Oh, right.
back.
And that's just so she now has disadvantage
Yeah.
on all
It's
abilities.
just kind of settled in on her, like, ooh, I'm not feeling good.
Oh, it's like when you get that little,
Yeah.
that little shiver up your spine when you know you're gonna,
Yeah, that's exactly what's going
yeah.
on.
Yeah.
So she has disadvantage on all her ability
When you're gonna
checks
have this, you
For-
know you better find a rest
for some
rest
time.
stop.
You don't know how long, but
You don't know how long you've got.
yeah. So we'll just play that by ear as we go along. So
My rear.
I told you it's not that kind of sick. So Calidora, you are up there. Corian. Inaric.
We're counting to 30.
Okay. How long does
So we
your
count.
disguise self last? I know that yours lasts.
Mine's indefinite as long as I've
Yeah.
got the conical.
Yeah,
hat.
mine's until I,
Attack or something, or what?
let's see.
Is
Oh,
it
that's
concentration?
invisibility.
Where are all these little troggies?
They're scattered all throughout the. As you're flying around looking, you can see this unruly mob, and you notice, in particular, they steer clear of this like vivid green puddle on the western side of this cave. There's actually like liquid, this like it's dripping from the top of the cave ceiling down into this gooey, sticky green puddle.
Yeah.
And as they're horsing around, they're trying to avoid it. As you fly around this cave, of particular note, you also see that there is a larger troglodyte with very distinct yellow markings down its face, down its chest, on the south end of this cave, not far from the tunnel that leads off. And you see that as it's walking around, it's dragging what looks like a vicious longsword behind it in the dirt and in the rocks. And there's you can see that there's like a oozing from the blade as it trails on the rock is like a black fluid.
So she is on the opposite side of the cavern from the goo. Is it possible? Is it a safe spot for me to land? Like right, if you're looking at the map,
Yep.
and there's like a little offshoot. There looks like a tiny little kind of right where right probably around where she is. Yeah, no, on the other side. Go straight across. Yeah, is that a safe little spot to tuck into?
This little nook here. Yeah. Yep. She's down here. I can set up the map in a moment when we need to, but she's not far from that. Just kind of trundling around. But if
I'd
that's
like
where
to-
you want to perch, then give me a stealth check with advantage because you are a stealthy little bat.
No, I think I would have,
or you can be flying up high.
right?
I cut you
Well,
off.
I know I want to land in the nook as a bat.
Okay.
So I have disadvantage because of my armor, but I have advantage because of the cloak. And now I have disadvantage on checks because of the poisoning, right? So it would
Triple,
still
double,
be,
triple.
I wouldn't say because of your armor right now, because you're not. I mean, you are polymorphed into something different. So straight roll then, I suppose. Yeah.
Stop being mean to me. Stop it. So stealth.
Yeah.
18.
Okay. 18.
Bam.
All right. So you flutter into this little space, and as far as you can tell, you go unnoticed. Because of your fairly close proximity to Secris, you notice that this troglodyte has two odd-looking earrings. They don't have ears. They've got these kind of, spindly spine-like protrusions coming, angling off the back of its head. Clipped on either side of its head are these two strangely familiar looking earrings. Not too dissimilar from yours, except hers look like broken pendants.
Cool.
You're getting a good look and she's not noticing. So, Corian, Inaric.
29, 30. All right, Narik. Let's go be troglodyte lovers.
All right.
Chocolate and lava.
I changed myself into a troglodyte, probably mimicking one of the ones that exactly as well as I can remember that we saw. Mine lasts until I use an action to take it away.
Okay.
And then I look at an RX troglodyte and I put my conical hat on and try to do a troglodyte that possibly would look like a complementary troglodyte of his troglodyte that might be attractive to this particular troglodyte. Troglodaction, we call it. Troglodyte attraction.
Matt, what was the DC on that con save?
The one that she failed for poison?
We're going to find out.
It was 10.
Okay, so I did make it. I didn't know if you heard me or not. I mean, I got 11, so.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't want to go in there not poisoned and not know it.
Ah, boy.
All right, so we dip into the water.
Yeah.
And hold our breath.
Yeah.
And
you just step right up out of the water?
Joining in the playing. They were all, last thing we heard, they were all playing and frolicking, right?
Yeah.
So we come up out of the water on this. We have to look to see if we can figure out where Secret is. Secret.
Okay.
Ryan Seacrest.
Ryan Seacrest. And should I put the map view on?
Sure, if you wish.
Map view.
Matt,
Map view.
Can you flip it horizontal? Is it vertical right now?
It's horizontal right now.
It is horizontal. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You want me to try to work the angle so we're getting closer, or what do you want me to do here?
That's good. Right. So which one is the Ryan Seacrest?
The big one. The big yellow one. Oh, I see. You're saying on the
On the
minis.
map.
I'm not thinking. He just said it.
Well, as you've popped up out of the water here, you two, all you see immediately is just this cavern full of troglodytes. And it's going to take a bit for you to kind of scour around the room and observe who might be who.
All right. So I whisper to Anarek, since I say I can't see Seacrest yet, but let's go up on let's climb up on. I'll guide you to climb up on the out of the river, and then we'll playfully slap each other because we're playfully playing around.
All right, that sounds good, but I have a question.
Don't
I
hit
know
me
you can't
hard.
you can't see Seacrest, but can you see Sacrus?
Neither.
Secress out.
Oh, it's terrible.
So I come up and I pull Inarek up with the one hand, and I'm listening to the sounds that these troglodytes are making. What do the sounds sound like?
Oh, it's just this. There's a lot of hissing, like a lot of hisses with clicks, and just a lot of that. That's what you hear.
Does there seem to be any sort of exclamatory sounds that don't seem like language? I mean, I'm pretty like the laughter. Can you tell that there's laughter or something? Can I?
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to tell.
I'm content to keep my
distinguish it.
mouth closed.
Right. Okay. So I pull him up. I pull him up.
You currently can't see.
Right.
You're totally
So
blind.
I pull him up and holding his hand, and then I kind of I smack him on the shoulder and go
Okay.
while I'm searching to see if I can see where Secrets is.
Okay. Yeah. So as you immediately, are you going to stay where you are? Are you going to work your way through?
I think we should work our way.
Yes,
out
work
of
our
the
way
water.
through.
Okay. As you kind of enter the cave a little bit more, you become a little bit closer to some of the beasts that are in here. You can't escape attention. And so I think right now what's most important is that Corian specifically. What were you going to say?
I was going to say I would like to cast Comprehend Language so that I can comprehend what is being said.
Okay. Let's look up that spell really quick.
Wait, hold on. Before I actually do that, I'm not sure if it's I'm looking it up right now. Oops. So I understand the literal meaning of any spoken language that I hear. I also understand any written language that I see, but I have to be touching the surface. So, yes. So I can hear any language that's being spoken.
Okay.
And it lasts for an hour.
Okay. Now to cast a spell, you need to use your spellcasting focus, which is your loot.
You're right.
And you need to, you need to say something also.
So I should have done this before I went into the water.
You can still cast it if you wish.
I love it when a plan falls apart.
Nope, it's going to blow our cover.
So then give me a deception roll right now.
All right, you got it.
Both of us?
No, because he's the one gurgling and hissing.
Oh boy.
Otto.
16.
Okay. Otto, Tolov, how are you proceeding now?
Tolev is probably going to get. Well, I mean, we're all waiting, right? There's like a tunnel of some sort that we just came out of, like a cave wall.
Have you gone down into the river yet to make your way to follow everybody else who's gone down into the river?
Oh yeah, Tolev would go ahead a bit, probably after Anarik, and then Otto would bring up the rear.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's how that would go. Yeah, and Otto would basically just be Otto needs to stay in cover until the lights come on because he can't see.
Okay.
So
Are you giving them some time to?
yeah, like I would have given him, like, I think if we're running in 30-second cycles, I'd probably take 30 seconds.
Okay.
And then Tolev would go, and I'd follow her down since everyone else is in the building already.
Okay. So as you're goofing around, getting deeper and deeper into the thick of these troglodytes, looking like troglodytes, both of you give me a perception check. Actually, Lincoln, you can't see, so you could do so with disadvantage. Well, no, it wouldn't do you any good because you can't see.
21.
21. Okay.
That'll do.
As you're walking along, you notice on the opposite end of this cavern a slightly larger, yellow-fringed troglodyte.
Segress, Ryan, Segress.
And you see through the troglodytes this individual doing what I described earlier, just kind of puffed up, looking a little bit more important than the rest of them, hefting this awful looking longsword.
Then we make our way towards said troglodyte.
Okay.
Oh man, going down for real.
I'm noticing strangely as we're walking together hand in hand how soft and supple Corian's hands are. They're very gentle, supple hands.
Yeah. Beautiful. That's beautiful.
And I marvel at why Inarik is stroking my hand as opposed to just holding it. And I give him another swat on his arm, but still hold on to his hand.
Oh no.
So, Calidora, you notice these two acting a little bit different than the rest of them. And, you were also mindful watching around, and you would probably have seen them across the way as they came up out of the river. So you can see who's who. You're pretty confident that as you track these two individuals as they walk along the river's edge, that they are probably your two compatriots. Mm-hmm. But as you near who you believe to be Sekris, another troglodyte kind of steps in front of you and stops you.
You talking about me and Inarik?
Yeah.
Right.
And it it hisses and remarks at you.
And I point at the green stuff.
All right. With disadvantage, you're going to have to give me a deception roll.
By pointing? All right.
Something's fishy.
Ooh, that's too bad. Oh, 11.
Okay. It steps up to you, and both of you give me. That reminds me. Both of you give me Constitution saving throws.
He uses the rerolls to make a hat.
Oh.
Two of them.
All right, 14.
Oh,
Thank you very much.
20.
Thank you for the reroll.
So the smell, the stench, you guys are walking through here and you're shocked by there are piles of filth, like biological waste smattered all over the place. You're kind of walking around some of them. These troglodytes you're walking through, I mean, your stomachs are turning. The smell is so terrible. So terrible. And there's just a general, stench that's close to overwhelming you, but you're able to just keep it together, barely. But this one approaches you and is like, and it holds up a hand like this.
Did it say you want a fresh one?
And
How
then
do you respond?
I smack Inaric's face.
Oh my gosh.
All right. In Ark, you take a point.
Sorry, Inaric.
I
Dang.
smack him back.
Yes.
Okay. Corian, you take 2.
Full
And
of
Ark's
bulk-
strong.
Full of bulk strength.
Tolov pops out and sees the slap fight going and goes, excellent.
I just rolled an insight check for this troglodyte standing in front of you, and I rolled low.
Nice. So I point at Narik, and then I point at Secrus. It's Ryan Secrist.
Yeah.
And this is Troglodyte Idol.
And
Welcome.
when you do that, he was about to back away, but when you do that, he steps again forward
What?
to block you more
You didn't
forcefully.
tell me he was backing. I wouldn't have done it if he was backing away.
He's backing away.
Oh, all right. Then I'm not gonna do. Then I'm not gonna do it. If he was backing away, I wouldn't have done it.
Okay, so
I thought he was
he's kind of stepping aside.
All right. Great. And then I pull my troglodytean Aphrodite with me.
I
Alright.
bat
Now-
my eyelashes as I walk.
Otto and Tolov, you guys would have been making your way through by now.
Yep.
So Tolov, I need you to roll stealth for me because
Yeah, Tolov's going to go mad stealthy
She looks
here.
like a dark elf as she's coming up out of the water.
Yeah. She's going to roll crazy stealth right now, Tolov. Come
Do it.
on now.
Do it, Tolov. Come on, you can do it, Tolov.
Hold on, I got what are we doing here?
Like a
Dice
plus
rolling.
85, I think. For her.
On. She's got, I mean, listen.
This isn't Call of Cthulhu, okay? We're not rolling D100s. Come on.
Tolov rose a 25.
Okay. So she's relatively stealthy.
Yeah, I would say she'd tuck up against the wall, try to go and meld into the shadows as she comes out.
Okay. And you got your trunk hanging out of the water?
Yeah, basically if I've had to lay on my back, I'm laying on my back as I float underwater and my trunk's just above water, just enough to snorkel out.
All right.
And I should say too, Matt, that I am absolutely prepared to unfurl the flail.
Unveil
Unveil the flail.
Hashtag unveil the flail,
First-
folks. Let's get it trending.
At the first sign of trouble. Just hasn't seemed needful yet.
All right. So you are about 10 feet away from Secris, Corian, as you are faced with this large, about 6 foot tall, large for a troglodyte, stands about a head taller than the rest of them. And you see this hulking creature. And she stands with a measure of confidence as she looks at you, and she mumbles at you. She brings her sword up in front of her and puts the tip of it down into the ground as she puts both hands on the pommel. And you see this black ooze kind of clug out of the tip of the blade as it spikes into the ground between her feet.
Ooh. Can well, this is not actually. I can't ask this. Just as a matter of proceed. Can Inaric see anything?
Right now, no.
No. Okay.
Pitch black.
So completely. All right.
I'm waiting. Sounds like for a verbal cue or, yeah.
Right. So, I say I just call out, unveil.
All right.
I immediately
And
reach my hand down and rip this black bag that I have wrapped up around the flail, and I hold it up.
And as he does that, I strum my lute to cast a spell. So it's like,
Okay.
unveil.
As this is all happening, Tolov and Otto, roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Didn't I roll a con save, or is this a new one?
Oh, you rolled one before you came into this room.
I'd assumed at that point we were all in there.
Oh.
I don't know why I would have rolled it.
So roll for Tolov then.
I'll roll for Tolov.
Yeah.
All right, Tolov, con save and go. She fails.
Okay.
And,
Oh no.
and how? But I'll say she's gonna use a D20 reroll.
Yes.
Sure.
I think she's got at least one. Let's see here. Tolov, come on, buddy. Oh, that's way better. 19.
Okay.
Good use of a D20 reroll.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, so let's see. I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to adjudicate right now whether or not a surprise round is in order, but you're not like hopping out of hiding or anything like that. You are standing with them, and the idea is everybody's kind of.
Yeah, I guess my question is how much do these cats hate the
Hate the light? Well, who knows? We'll find out. But I think right now is when we roll initiative.
Classic
Yeah.
initiative.
All right.
Go, not too bad.
Oh,
Roll initiative on my sweet.
But so you were saying
Kraken
that, like, there's no
D20.
way to, even because she's just standing there with the sword impaled in the ground, like there's no way to.
Kraken.
Yeah. No, I will give you a surprise round on that spell if you want to cast it.
Excellent.
23 for me.
The exciting thing is that I always forget I have advantage on initiative, and I got all excited and I rolled a 7 twice.
Okay.
Oh no.
7 total?
No, it makes it 9.
Okay. What'd you get, Otto?
Otto got an 11 and Tolov got a 15.
All right. Who are we missing?
14.
Ellie,
14 for Corian.
14 for Corian.
Morton Travalius?
Yes, Morton Travalius have just bursted up out of the water. They are going to go together.
Aww.
As they should.
Classic.
Adorable.
Tale as old as time, you know what they say.
Hey, Matt.
Song as old as rhyme.
Yeah.
Would it be a full action to pop out a polymorph?
Oh boy, let's find out.
Or will the daylight have done it for you?
Daylight will do it for me.
In an area of dim or light darkness, you can grip the edges. Yeah, that's a very good point. With that particular magic, Inaric, if you unleash your daylight effect, then Calidora, you find yourself, changing into your half-elf self.
Cool.
Okay, Corian, tell me what you got, bro.
Right, so I'm gonna cast Shatter. So as I do it, I bring my hands together, and I go spatter spatter. I cast Shatter, and I'm gonna cast Shatter because it is. Did the one step aside right next to Secris? I'm trying to figure out on that. Are they
No.
within 10 feet of each other?
Secris right now is, the closest to Calidora.
So I am within 10 feet of her.
Yeah.
Cool.
Is it an area of effect spell, or is it
It's
targeted at one person?
10 feet, 10-foot radius.
10-foot radius. So that's a circle of 20 feet around. Right? Because radius is half a circle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a
Right.
20-foot diameter circle. So, I mean, you could drop it behind her if you wanted to catch her.
Yep.
But it would only catch her.
Yep.
Okay, so I got to make what?
So
Con save?
you have to make a, yes, I think it's a con save. Hold on, just bringing it up right now. Cha-ching. Yep, Constitution saving throw. I'm going to cast it as a 3rd level spell, so that'll be 4d8.
All right. Give me 1 second. Constitution saving throw. Oh, cracking dice. Cracking dice in the nat 20.
Oh, come on.
Dang.
Second guy so well, Matt.
Cracking dice. So I take half damage as this thunderous shattering force.
12. All right, so 6. 6 total for you is 12.
Okay. Gotcha.
That's a shame.
Ooh, 4d8, and you got 12 damage. Ouch.
Yeah.
Okay.
A little
Halved.
less than average.
But hey, all damage is good damage.
Yeah, she screams out like crazy. Hissing, crackling, snapping. Quickly brandishes his sword. Inaric.
I'm just instantly, without thinking, I spark my glove together and launch some lightning straight at Secris. Is there anyone else lined up with Secris at this
Yeah,
point?
Corian.
Oh,
What?
I guess I better not do it without thinking. I guess
This is you, Corian.
Okay, I'm gonna have to.
Secris.
I'm gonna shimmy to the side so that I can line someone else up.
You are totally in your. I mean,
Well, he's so tall. Can he do it over my head?
doesn't really work that way,
Uh,
unfortunately. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, if you step to one side, you'd be in the river. You can't step to the other side because there is a hostile.
Can I step around Corian?
You can barge through Corian. Yep. You can step around him to the side.
Can I put my hand on his shoulders and kind of do one of those things where I hop over him?
he can leapfrog.
There's a little bit of
Little
space
leapfrog.
here on the side of the cavern that you can step over here.
All right.
But you'll get an opportunity attack from this guy against you as you do that.
All right. I'll do it.
Okay. Yeah, he swipes out at you with his claws. And that's going to be a miss. I rolled a 2. So, all right. You're free now. Go.
All right. I immediately
Free.
launch off my glove of lightning power. And he has to make a dexterity save of 14 or higher.
Okay. That is a dexterity 7.
So he fails 29 points of damage to Secris.
Ooh, lightning.
Crackle, crackle. Feel my jackal. Smack.
All right, this lightning rips through the cavern and hits Secris, and they scream out in pain as this lightning tears through.
And I immediately follow it up with a firebolt.
Okay.
You're like Fire Nation over here, man.
Natural 20.
Nice!
Wow.
No.
Okay.
All
Ooh.
right. I like that. Okay, so that's good.
Ooh, and Nark coming in hot with the Fire Nation.
Whoop, 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 whoop. No, I can't find my die. So I rolled, let's see. I rolled 16. And so whatever else you want to add for max damage. What do we do? It's a 2d10 spell for me. So it'd be 16 plus 20, or is it 16 times 2?
Yeah, that's 20 plus 16. That's another 36 points of
Oh no!
Oh man, a Nark sparking it up. Get it.
That's a hefty cantrip. Okay. Sekris is looking beat.
Woo, woo.
As lightning and then firebolt shreds through.
You were not prepared.
Yeah. That brings us to Mort and Dravalius. You can move, but you would incur more Oppie attacks, or you can stay right where you are. In arc.
How far am I from Sekris?
10 feet.
I want to close a little to the distance. Just take 5 steps, 5 feet towards him.
Okay. You come up to this little nook in the rock, and you can see polymorphing right in front of you from the form of a bat is Calidora right next to you.
That's handy.
And another guy gets an Oppie attack against you as you step away from him. Another miss. Okay, so that brings us to Mort and Dravalius. There are just too many people to control here. Too many. So Dravalius is going to try and bite. They're both going to come to this guy. He's just going to chew on him, try and bite him. And that's a hit. And he will do 4 points of piercing damage.
Yeah.
And Mort will follow it up as they attack him together. Mort will also bite at him. Now I gotta flip to Mort's stats. That is also a hit. Does another 4 points of biting damage.
Dang.
I would hope someone at this point has fixed Mort's dagger mohawk.
So that its weapons out.
Yeah. Unsheathed dagger mohawk.
Yeah, it's gotta be, right?
Okay, that brings us to the first set of troglodytes.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I've just got to figure out who they are. Yeah. Okay. All right, so this one moves around you, Corian, and gets in between you and Sekris.
Oh, good. Just line them up.
Yep. And you are just being, the two of you are just being surrounded with as many as can get
Well, that's a problem.
near you.
Tolov smiles in the dark.
And there are a lot of troglodytes all around you right now. And as they close in around you, I need you to make another Constitution saving throw, Corian.
Another one?
And Inaric, both of you, and Calidora, all of you.
That's every
Calidora, you're already poisoned. Never mind.
I rolled a 10.
You're poisoned.
Oh, come on.
21.
You are not poisoned. So, Corian, you have disadvantage on attacks and ability checks. Let's see. Yeah, you're poisoned until the start of your next turn. So
All right.
they all just start attacking Corian. 3 of them are attacking you, just slashing and hacking at you. They're biting at you, they're clawing at you, and each of them, they're quick little buggers, and each of them get 3 attacks. So these are 9 attacks against you.
Oh, boy.
Oh my god.
So the first one, oh wow, I rolled a 16 and 2 17s. So the first one gets you on all its bites and claw raking attacks. You take 12 points of slashing and piercing
How
damage.
dare these little buggers?
The second one,
12 points?
12. The second one attacking you, one of them hits, one of them misses, one of them's a nat 20 with its bite.
I suddenly wish I hadn't slapped Corian.
So you take 4, 8, another 12 points of damage.
Oh
As another
no.
one gets you. The third one attacking you. What's your AC?
14.
None of them hit.
Oof.
So they're just slashing and biting and smashing at you. And then Inaric, 2 of them pull these nets off of their backs and toss them at you. Can't hear you. You were muted there for a moment, but
Oh no, they didn't.
yeah. Oh, that's cocked. Natural 20.
Oh.
Come
So
on.
this net
cracking
falls
dice.
down around you, Inaric, and you are restrained.
So how does that work? Do I get to make a strength check, or is it something else?
On your turn, you get to try and either break out of the net, cut through it. But while you're restrained, your speed is 0. Attack rolls against you have advantage. Your attacks have disadvantage, and you have disadvantage on your dexterity saving throws. So this net, you're tied up and mangled by this net, and so there's a troglodyte standing immediately right next to you. So with advantage, he is going to bite and claw and bite you. So let's see. Your AC is higher than 17.
It is.
So the first bite misses, and then he rakes at you with his claws. He hits with one of his claws, and his second claw was a 21 as well. So you take 8 points of slashing as he's just, cutting at you through this net.
And cutting the net. I mean, yeah.
Let's see.
And truly, it should. The net should be severed.
And that's 2 of them, and there's a third one, and he's also going to throw a net at you with advantage.
Second net.
Oh, and the second net misses. So, and that is all their turn. Tolov, you're up.
Oof.
I'm
Tola.
looking at them like, I'll remember this for when it's my turn.
Tolov will kind of to herself say, "No one hurts Corian but me," and she shoots.
She's all the way back here.
Yeah, she's gonna short bow attack one of the guys that's next to Corian.
Okay. Go for it.
And don't fail me now, rogue. 17.
Yep.
Delightful. Okay.
And she has
Let's see what
bracers
that-
of archery and stuff as well.
She gets sneak attack.
Yep. Yep. She sure do. So let's see what the regular short bow damage is.
Short bow is 1d6 plus her dex plus.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm using D&D Beyond, so it's got a whole. I'm using the new dice. Have you seen the new dice? They're healing potions. The digital dice. They're so cute. They make a girly sound. So the straight up damage is going to be 6. And then on top of that, we're going to have 4 more D6 coming out hot for another 15. Was that 21 all day?
Okay. That arrow catches this guy right in the head, and he just drops. He drops and is, lost in the river.
And then she'll use her bonus action to hide.
Okay, there's not a lot of things to hide, but to hide behind, of course. I mean, she could jump right back into the river if you wanted to try that.
You know what?
There's no like stalagmites or anything like that she could.
She can tuck behind. Okay, you know what then? Let's see. Where's the map here? Yeah. Yeah, she'll try to jump back in the water, see if she can get that hide on. It's very Schwarzenegger Predator of her, but
Yeah. All right.
And she rolls a 18 in the stealth department.
Okay. Corian, you're up. With
So I'm trying to see this. Can you point out who's where right here?
This is you.
Yes.
This is Inaric.
Okay.
This is Callie. This is Secris in the red and green. The rest of them are troglodytes all around you.
So, would you say that Inaric, Callie, and Secris are all within a 10-foot radius? Probably, right?
Yep.
All right. So 10-foot radius, what would be the center of it? So, all right. This is very important. So if Inaric is the middle of the circle, would Secris, Callie, and myself be within that 10-foot radius?
Yes.
Great. All right, I'm going to cast Laemon's Tiny Hut with Inaric as the center.
Ooh.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast this hut so that it contains the four of us. I would assume if these little creatures.
Well, you'll get two other troglodytes in there with you, but yeah,
because they're just basically on the.
They're right there next to you.
Oh, and not to be that guy, Eric. Check the cast time on that spell.
Oh, you want to be that guy?
I'm really sorry to be that guy, but I love that move, and I've tried that move, and I've been called out for that move before.
Oh, it's 1 minute instead of 6 seconds. Oh, so it's a minute.
So 10 rounds to get that guy off.
10 rounds.
Just pull the stupid net off me.
All right.
But hey, man, kudos for the attempt. I've tried that.
You
before,
were that
so
guy. The DM is supposed to be that guy, TJ.
I just don't want him to get you in trouble later. I don't know how Matt's gonna react when he realizes he takes Tiny Hut from you as a spell. I've played with some mean DMs before.
I don't know all the spells, and so I need to be able to rely on you guys to know.
All right, I didn't notice that. That was going to be a really great move.
Inspiration for you, TJ.
You know, the cool rule of cool though, right, Matt?
Not if it breaks the game.
To trap us
It
all.
is a cool spell.
Great little hut. All right, so I'm going to wait for 10 rounds as I try to create. No, I'm just.
It's a fun idea, though.
So, all right, so then so how many do I have? It's just really hard to see on this camera.
Yeah, it is.
Because everything's all modeled up.
Ooh, Legolas, the Weta Workshop one.
That's right.
I've got a bunch of those.
So, yeah.
Top down cam, I love it.
Trying. So this
Roll
is
20
you.
what?
This is Inaric. And this is Calidora. And this is our bad guy. And then, you've just got smatterings of troglodytes all around you. You're swarmed, basically.
I'm just trying to see with the troglodytes. I'm trying to account for the 6 troglodytes that attacked me and Inaric. I only see like 3 of them around us.
Well, one of them's dead.
Oh, one of them's dead.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, those two ones
Yeah,
away.
these two through nets.
Through nets.
in our-
Oh, got it. Okay. All right. So I look at Inarik and I see the net that's on him. And I realize that I'm not feeling very well because I have breathed in this terrible stench. So instead, I'm going to take this net off of Inarik.
Okay. And you are poisoned.
I am
So
poisoned.
yeah, with disadvantage, roll a strength check.
You can do it, Corey.
No, I can't. 5.
With advantage?
Oh no.
Yeah. So you're feeling weak, and as you're trying, you're surrounded. You're distracted by all this raking and clawing, and you're trying to desperately get this net off of him, and it's just nothing doing.
And then as I look at Sekris. Wait, is a cantrip a bonus action?
If it says it's a bonus action, then it is a bonus action.
All right. Why did I always think Fish's Mockery was a bonus action? No, there's not.
Back in the ethereal plane, you were able to cast it as a bonus action.
Oh, that's why I'm still
actions for bonus actions.
I'm still used to those rules.
Getting off the material plane rust.
That's right. Well, and I'm kind of surrounded. Like I can't move anywhere, right?
Nope.
Well, then that's about all I can do.
You can give bardic inspiration.
I
if you
can.
wish.
Yes, that's right. So I say, Inarik, to get this net off of you. I bet you can get that net off your head. You fret, don't fret, my friend. Bet.
Just look at him like,
Net.
what's wrong
Net.
with you?
It's only a D4.
It's a D8. It's a D8.
Not with that inspiration, it was. Wouldn't that be a terrible mechanic for bards if they really had to really sell it every time they did a bardic inspiration? The DM could be like, "Nah, it's a D6, man." But it was a really good, it'd be like D12.
I know he's a little flustered because he wanted to put a hut around everyone, but he was somehow blocked, and so he realized that he couldn't. So he's a bit flustered, but he still is able to inspire his furry friend.
All right.
I feel inspired, and I thank you.
Is that your turn then?
Yes.
All right. It's now time for Sekris to go.
So am I unpoisoned? Next
you
turn?
are unpoisoned. Yeah.
Great.
Your
All right.
poison was brief. So Sekris sees you with this net around you, Inarik, and up whips this blade.
Well, he's feeling brave, isn't he?
Yeah. And before they bite at you, before they swing it at you, he pounces forward and tries to, take a bite at you through the net. And that's 22 to hit.
That's going to hit.
Okay, so you take 5 points of piercing damage as it bites you.
And rips
then
the net.
Steps back a moment. No, steps back a moment and swings the sword twice at you.
Oh.
That's a 25 to hit on the first.
That's good to hit.
So it cuts you and slices open the net. You take 9 points of slashing damage and 7 points of poison damage.
Oof.
As this black, inky substance is injected into your blood as this blade slashes across your chest. And she swings it a second time. That is a 19 to hit.
That will hit.
You take the same amount. You take another 9 points of slashing damage and 7 points of poison damage.
Oof.
Man, this lady's tough.
No.
I don't like this. I don't like this lady. This troglodyte lady.
And
Troglodyte lady.
Troglodyte lady.
and the net, it's not off of you, but she's sliced through it, so you will have an easier time breaking out of your restraints. But she's going to step back. So with disadvantage, you can make an Oppie attack against her, Arik.
I will indeed.
Do it. You big hunk of burning furbog.
Wow.
Okay, 12 is not enough. You swing out with your what, your sword? Are you using the sword, or what are you using? Yeah, you're using your sword, right?
Right, my ignium sword.
Okay. So, and I will say this: you see a general dislike for the shine of this daylight as it's, filling the room around you, and it's not pleasant to them. I know that much. You can tell that much. So, Otto, you're up.
Otto. So Otto, obviously with his eyes open underwater, sees the room explode in light and knows it's time to get up. So he does, and he pops up out of the water looking all 80s movie. It's pretty cool. He kind of gives himself like a slow-mo shake, like to get the fur all dried off real quick. Sure. I know 6 seconds is happening very fast. And he'll kind of like assess the room real quick and be like, oh man, there's a lot of dudes. And he'll kind of see the first dude he sees. He's just going to knee-jerk radiant flame. Just
Okay.
So make
make a dex save.
Yeah, I think it's a
sacred flame, right?
Yeah, dex 16.
Okay. So this is the guy that Mort's been chewing on. I rolled an 11.
Oh, delightful. Let me roll 2d8 then. Come here, d8s. Well, that's okay. 9 radiant damage.
Yeah.
Descends from the heavens.
Yeah. Tears up into this guy, and he howls and hisses in quite a bit of pain, but doesn't quite kill him. But he looks in really, really rough shape.
Delightful. Yeah. So I guess with the rest of that, I'll go ahead and basically like I've got the staff in hand, so I'll draw my shield and cast well, I can't cast it. Never mind that part. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna just draw my shield out, and now I'm ready to go. Oh, and I'll get out of the water, and I'll take a step towards Draphus to be away from the edge of the water.
Okay.
And that's his whole deal. He's just excited to be here. He also doesn't, Corian, I totally would have healed you, but I do not know that you are currently injured yet.
Yeah.
I've only just come out of the water and flamed up a little troglodyte.
And it was freaking cool.
It felt cool. It felt right,
All right. So now it's the next group of 6 troglodytes' turn to attack. These guys, I got to roll to see if they watched Tolov go in the water. All right. So one of them here is right in front of Mort and Dravalius, and it's going to rake and scrape at Mort.
Good luck. What hurts a skull?
That's a 4. With the bite, they get 2 more claw attacks. No, that's a fail. Oh, natural 1. So Mort comes out unscathed. Against you, Otto. This one comes in to bite you, and that is a 14 to hit.
Nope.
Okay. So after biting and missing, it pulls a net from out behind its back. These things, like their waists, like you're seeing them now, they're scaly, but you can also see a lot of them are wrapped in a net.
Yeah.
And he tosses this net at you. Oh, it's gone. And that's dirty 20 to hit.
We tied.
All right. Meet or beat. You are restrained as this net comes descending over your form, and this creature, 2.5 feet shorter than you, has got a net on you.
How I want to know how big this net is. What's this net look like?
The net, I can tell
It's
you.
like just on one little.
That's what I'm saying, like, is it over my head? Like, is it over my shoulders, my torso? Is this thing an 8-foot tall net?
Yeah, no, it doesn't cover you like a Harry Potter cloak or anything, but
Okay.
it's over your head and down probably to your thighs.
Copy that. Copy thighs.
So let's see. So you are now, technically, you are restrained. And then these guys are going to sploosh across the water. So these two guys are going to get up to you. And together, they are going to try and drag you now that you have this net. Drag you into the water.
Oh, jeez.
So, let's see.
Yeah.
Two of them with
They're working against
advantage.
420 pounds and 7'11".
Yeah, they're trying. The strength.
Should have gone for the little guy.
Yeah. So they how do I do this now? Because they're trying to drag you away. Let's do a contested strength roll here. I rolled a 16.
Okay. Let's see here. 2.
Oh gosh.
They catch you on a stumble, and they are successfully dragging you
Oh man.
into the river.
Oh,
Fair enough.
Oh, not this guy. So these two guys are they've pulled you into the river, and they're tugging you along. And these two guys, what are they going to do? Let's see. They're going to hop.
You know
through-
what? Is it too late to use my inspiration?
No, it's not.
I'm going to use my inspiration on that
Good.
strength check. Let's see if we can do any better. 11 this time. So, no.
No, unfortunately not. So these two guys are going to hop the river. They have just enough movement. He's going to climb up there. Corey, you are who he's going to attack. And this guy's going to come over and try and help on the next turn, tugging you along the river. So Corian,
Don't they feel any remorse about attacking someone who looks like them?
not at all. Do you still look like them?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't. The hat's still on.
Okay.
Like,
Not
would
at
they
all.
even know which one to attack? Since I don't know. You know, the ones that were across the river. I don't know. Would there be a little confusion? I don't know.
Well, let's see. Let me look up how to disguise right now, just so I got particulars. D. Let's see. Yeah, so it lets you cast disguise self at will.
wait, I'm with you guys.
I just point at Sekris. I just point.
Yeah, it's not a spell that like goes away if you're hit. That's what I'm looking up. So, but if you do fail, like the spell will fail to hold up to like physical inspection. And so, people are observant. They've also heard Sekris call out and give some commands, and it's not a far-fetched idea that Sekris has said, take out these two guys. So yeah, he comes in and he will be attacking with a bite. And that is going to be a miss. It's an 8 and 2 claws. Oof. The first claw is a 21.
Oh, jeez.
The second claw is 6. So you take 4 points of slashing damage as this one guy, rushes up to you, slashes at you.
All right.
Callie, you are finally up. A lot of action
Yes,
bustling
Callie,
around you.
The angel of death, who
Standing right next to
once
you
was a
is Narek.
bat.
Standing right next to you is a Narek. He's covered in some kind of a net.
Mm-hmm.
There's quite a bit of action that's happened.
There's
You've gathered your wits about you, and
we've got a bit of a who's in my line of sight, or is it possible for me to is there enough room for me theoretically to, or not theoretically, actually tuck around the corner and see Sekris and be able to target her, or is
you could go through Inaric and weasel your way around the corner. It would take 15 feet of your movement to do that, given the tight confines.
Mm-hmm.
And you would incur an opportunity attack against you as you moved past him. But you could do that if you wanted to get out there and take a look at things.
Yes, I would like to do that.
All right.
Did they happen to pass Toliv when they went through the river?
They haven't passed her yet. They are right next to her.
That's awesome.
They don't even know it. Yeah. So you pop out. This one slashes at you with its claws and misses completely. And you
Sorry, buddy.
you are right here, faced about 10 feet away from Sekris.
She's going in there. Okay. I'm gonna toll the dead.
Okay.
At her. I'm gonna point at her. And command these dolorous bells to fill the air, and that is a wisdom save of 15.
Okay. I rolled a 17.
Boo.
Son of a motherless goat. Okay.
Motherless troglodyte.
Okay.
You are still poisoned, remember, if I remember correctly.
I sure am. And now it's time for my monologue, my internal monologue.
Yes.
Adam Mercer. Thank you.
Thank you, Adam. Callie, what are you doing? Everything is falling apart around you. I don't think that you... Obviously, she turned Irish right in the middle. This is her internal monologue. It's totally different.
She's Irish at heart. What's he gonna do?
I'm gonna go with it. No. This is all of her ancestors talking to her. You don't have a family, you don't have a home, but those who have become your family are all in danger right now. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna succeed, or are you going to fail? You need to pull yourself up. I can't, I'm feeling so sick. I know, because I am you. You are me. We will succeed. In another 30 minutes, we will fight again, and we will be successful. End scene.
This has been your prologue.
Wonderful.
That was great.
I took myself off with that Irish accent.
I heard it and I was like, Dreocta.
Hold on just a second. Wrong game.
Thank you, Adam Mercer. By the way, that prologue brought to you by Adam Mercer. We appreciate you, Adam Mercer, who's be getting 5 entries for this Goliath from KrakenDice.com. Metal Goliath D20. Right there. It is fractured roll green. It's like a Froliath is basically what it is. So for every $10 that you donate for your charitable donations, you will get an entry. So thank you, Adam Mercer.
All right. So your prologue is done. Do you have anything else you need to do on your turn other than the Toll the Dead?
I don't have anything I can do.
All right.
Well, no, wait, no. Can I pull out my spiritual weapon as a bonus action?
Yes, that is a bonus action.
It is a bonus action to cast that spell.
And one that I wish I had done while I was in the river.
I'm gonna pull it out. And I can. Does it pop up? Let's see. Does it pop up right by me, or can I pull it out wherever I want?
I think it's a 60-foot range around
It
you.
is a 60-foot range. Yes.
So anywhere.
Yeah. So I'm gonna put it over by. Who's looking the roughest? Like physically.
Pretty beat up, but I
Oh, of your allies,
Yeah. The Korean.
Corian and Inara could both have taken a bit of a beating. I don't know.
I'm gonna. I'll
They're both
start.
right next to each other, so
I'm closer to them too. I'm gonna move it over to Otto. It's gonna be
you
near
can send it over to Otto.
him. Yeah.
Okay. So you rip out
He's also
spiritual weapon and hovering
here
above the
in-
river,
Deep trouble if he goes down.
where he is being dragged through the river by these 3 troglodytes. What shape does it take? Is it a sword? Is it a
It's a scythe.
scythe? That's right. Thank you.
Oh, it's so metal.
A shimmering,
Reaper.
spectral, dark purple scythe appears in the air above.
He's the Reaper. Has anyone read Red Rising, by the way? The Red Rising books?
No.
The Reaper. Oh, it's so good. Not an ad, but so good.
And that brings us to the top of the initiative order, and it feels like that's probably a good place to stop our stream for tonight, considering
Oh my
that
gosh, what? Is it that time already?
it's 20 after
Yes.
10. So
Wow.
we could keep going if you wish, but
I leave it to you people with kids.
you want to do another round of combat, or what do you want to do?
I mean, it will probably take like half an hour, right? At least.
It'll take a little while longer.
So many people. It's entirely up to y'all.
Yeah. I don't get a vote. I don't have kids.
I have cats.
Yeah, we've got school tomorrow, and I'm in someone's room who needs to.
Oh no. Yes, we'll let
Fair
your
enough
child.
then, yeah.
All right, so we will battle the next time. Well, let's
Yes.
give this Goliath away then, shall we?
Yeah, let's do that.
Do it.
That's right.
Let's give this.
So when we pick up next time, top of the initiative order, Inara, you're up. I'll remind you of
Hot dog.
order of things next time. But heated battle with a warren full of troglodytes as you have stumbled upon the leader of this, this tribe, this whatever you call it, this hutch of filthy troglodytes.
Ugh.
Let's give that thing away.
All right, let's give it away. Who wants to roll a d6?
Give it away, give it away, give it away now.
I'll roll
Do
it.
it. Do it.
Yeah, do it.
TJ, do it. Roll
D6 coming in hot. 3.
3. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. 1, 2,
Ooh.
and 3. Adam Mercer again.
Adam Mercer.
Adam Mercer
This guy.
getting the D20.
Wow,
Adam Mercer,
pleased.
congratulations! My
That's what you get
goodness.
for donating to the stream,
Listen,
right?
that's what you get. Well, that's what you get for donate for your charitable donations. So all as well.
Yeah,
Adam
really
Mercer.
great.
So,
Favorite Tubble.
very, very nice of you. Thank you, everyone who has donated tonight. Thank you for watching. If you are watching this on a playback, we appreciate you watching it on a playback. Make sure you go follow Fractured Roll. Why don't we go around the room and say hello and where people can find us as well. Denise, why don't we start with you, Denise?
You can find me everywhere at Denise Pantoja. Pantoja is how you spell my last name. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitch. I stream video games with so much more profanity than in this game because we don't do profanity in this game. Yeah, Twitter, Instagram, all that fun stuff.
Great. TJ.
Oh, hi. I'm TJ Rotel. You can find me as such. So at TJ ROTELL across the internets, all over. I talk about D&D stuff. I love D&D, and I'm not afraid to say it. But yeah, thanks for watching.
Stay cool, everybody.
Lincoln.
I'm Lincoln Hoppe, and that's spelled like hope, but with 2 P's. And I'm at Lincoln Hoppe. Again, hope with 2 P's on pretty much everything except for Facebook, which is Lincoln Actor. And you'll see my comedy videos as well as clips from movies and stuff that I've been in, and all kinds of fun stuff like that.
Great. Matt?
I'm Matt Leishman. Thank you for joining us. We hope you've had a fun time. I suspect we've had some fun. The fun is not over yet. You can find me pretty much on Twitter. That's where I'm at Leechmon, Leechmon. Hit me up. Like TJ, this is all I think about, and all I want to do is just talk about D&D. So you can find me there, and let's chat dice.
And I'm Eric Artell. You can find me everywhere at Eric Artell. And we are Fractured Roll. You can find us at Fractured Roll. Make sure you're following so you find out about our upcoming giveaways, about some new things that we're going to be doing as well. We thank you for going along on this journey with us in this charitable venture to raise mental health awareness and education. We are excited to be a part of this as well. But thank you, everyone. Have an awesome week. We'll see you next week.
Wear your masks.
You can catch previous episodes on Fractured Roll YouTube page.
That's right. Go subscribe.